Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio. The Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
And now we have
been a lot.
But now we have the star that we've been talking about all morning that we have to welcome, doing us an amazing favor.
Yes.
Legendary comedian. Mm-hmm. His stats go all the way from Any Given Sunday to the man who created Booty Call. I hope he trademarked it. Please put your hands together. Calling us from LA, and I know he got up and said, "Why the did I get up for Michael Shawn?" I know he's like, "Why in the world did I agree to get up?" Mr. Bill Bellamy.
I've been watching TV a lot, y'all. It's tripping me out. Y'all, everybody here seen those early pregnancy test commercials? You notice they only got white people in them? And everybody in the commercial is happy? The girl come out the bathroom, "Honey, guess what?"
Hello.
And he's sitting on the couch, "What, babe?" "We're positive." "Fucking A." That shit ain't real. I want to see a sister. Every brother here want to just see one sister go in the bathroom. She'll be in there. She'll be like, "Damn." Guess what? Your ass need a job.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Bellamy.
Classic.
Super dope. Like that's like a trip. Wow. I haven't seen that bit in a minute, man. It's just like, man, that's such a nostalgic bit because I was kind of like, I was like, man, what's gonna get me on? I remember like, yo, I got a couple of these joints that they gonna like, you know what I'm saying? I was doing that joke in New York all the time and it was killing. I was like, when they see this on TV, I'm out the hood. I remember that, you know, that's just like classic hunger right there, trying to come up.
Yo, let me tell you first of all, how much I appreciate that you took the time out to wake up this damn early. Because
man.
He was in Dallas and I went to the comedy club, to the Improv.
Yes.
Jay Black was like, "Yo, go talk to Bill. Bill's cool. Go talk to him.
Why not?
And get him on the show." And I'm saying, like, I don't want to bother him. So I go see him. Bill's already gotten off stage. He got some sneakers, some J's on that I've never seen in my life. I think they were corduroy and velvet. Like, they were amazing. I don't know what part of France he got them made in. So I just got dressed and I was like, "Hey, Bill," he was like, "Yo, Mike." The funny thing, Bill, was like, I went to the radio station, I did an interview, and your man Gary said y'all went in separate ways. I said, "Really?" That's what he said.
Yo, because I didn't see you, and when I called in and stuff, and no, I did. No, actually, I did a video kind of situation. I'm looking, you know, like when you're looking for your boy, you're like, "Yo." I thought you was over. You know how you be like, "I think he over there."
He over there.
I was like, "Oh my God. I was like, maybe Mike in the bathroom. Because radio is like when dudes be in the NBA, like they don't know they gonna get traded. They be like showing up for work and be like, nah, you ain't in Houston no more. You in Philly. Like, damn, man. Y'all ain't giving me no 30-day notice. No, it be on the spot and you be traded to another squad. You like, damn. Can I get my pencils?
They was mine. I brought them in here.
Let me grab my charger. Right. Everybody be using my charger. At least let me get my charger. All right. So now
I'm happy to see you anyway.
I get to ask Bill, and no disrespect, because Didi, I love Didi. But I never got to ask him the things because we had a time frame where we had to make sure. And Bill's got the best stories ever. Like Bill's the one person on Instagram that when he starts a story, I sit there and go like, okay, I'm gonna listen. It's about
to be crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like his Any Given Sunday story with LL and Jamie Foxx is probably one of the greatest stories ever told. Like it's literally like TV One or BET should just have and just actually produce it and just say, just let him tell the story. Yeah. But I just want to say this. Your career has been amazing.
Thank you.
Not gassing you right now. Your career has been amazing. Mm-hmm. From all the movies and everything like that, you're still, and don't take this any type of way, super underrated.
I agree. You know what I mean? I agree with you. I just think, it's funny. I think people have to see your career in its entirety for them to get the amount of body of work that you have, right? Because so for instance, and you see certain people pop, like I seen cats pop, like what I'm saying, like Will, we seen him pop, we seen Jamie pop, what I'm saying, but Jamie's still rolling, what I'm saying, he just got an Oscar for Soul. Those are things for comics to me. When I see comics, that's my peers or people that are comedic. It's very encouraging to just keep going. It's gonna happen. I feel like when it all happens for me in the big way, and it's coming now, oddly enough, I think people are going to be excited for me because Cat's been riding with me for their whole life. Like, what I'm saying? Like, Cat's be like, yo, Bill always been 100. You know what I mean? Bill always. So it's like if I stay true to my craft and I stay, true to what I love to do, I'm not really pressed on like when it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Bill, everybody.
That's why I've been in the game like 90 years.
No, literally, the last time I saw Bill, we were asking him questions about this Magic Johnson party that happened on an island. Yeah. And Bill will be there. It'd be like Magic, Barack, Oprah, and Bill would be right there like, yo.
I don't know why I'm always the one dude that's there like, yo, but it's true. And it's so funny. It's odd that you said that because I'm about to drop the Magic story because I never told it because at the time, Magic was like, yo, don't, because TMZ was hitting me up and everything, all the different outlets because they was trying to figure out what we was doing on them yachts out there in Saint-Tropez. And so I said, man, it's about time now I could tell the story because it's such a crazy story. When you see it on my Instagram today, you're gonna be like, yo, that's crazy because it was one of those moments where Magic basically flew 180 people to south of France. God, do the math.
180 people.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when you get the invite,
you got to go. Ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to talk about. I don't care if you just had a baby. Take your baby with you.
No, you told. But Bill, you told this story.
Yeah.
In the studio, you told this story.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm telling it in depth now because
no, you didn't do it on air. You did it behind, like you kind of gave us. You gave us like bits, and I was just amazed about like how you are so intertwined and connected with all these people, like Bill people. Look, I don't know how to say this any other way. Bill Rich. Like real talk. Like don't get it up.
He said yup. Yup.
Don't.
He ain't lying.
Yo, I'm good.
Listen. The pandemic didn't do nothing to Bill. It did nothing.
All they did was just take my shows away.
Hey,
yo, you know the pandemic bag when you and Chris Brown going, what you doing?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like, yo, let's just play cards or something, because like the pandemic was so funny because it just put everybody home. So especially if you live in California, you know what I'm saying? So with nobody working, can't nobody talk about I'm going to Australia to do this. No, you're not, motherfucker. No, you're not. Ain't no shows. So you better be in the studio, you better be writing jokes, and I just took the opportunity, to, just keep writing all the stuff that I was going through, because I was like, everybody gonna be able to relate to this. This is a special moment in history, where we've never been through it in our lifetime. We used to hear about the Spanish flu and all this crazy stuff that happened 100, 200 years ago, whatever. But this is our like, oh shit moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we okay. I don't mind the cursing, but we gotta like curb the cursing.
Okay.
We're good.
So
can we get a little bit of that Magic Johnson story, though, a little modified version? I know you were doing the full release, just a little tease, just a little something for our people.
Well, the Magic Johnson. Well, first and foremost, it was his 25th anniversary of marriage to his wife, Cookie. And so he wanted to have all his crew with him, you know what I'm saying? And I've been friends with Magic my whole career. And it's just when Magic call you, bro, it's always something crazy. It ain't never like, yo, let's go down to Burger King and catch a little. First of all, his number always come up blocked. So it's either it's either like him or Eddie Murphy or somebody. It ain't no regular. This ain't no spam. So you answer the phone like, yo, what up? And he'd be like, yo, B, it's Herb. I'm like, oh, what? What's about to go down? He'll just tell you, he'll just say stuff like lockout.
What?
Lockout September 8th through the 15th. I'll call you back. Click. You be in your calendar like that's dead. That's dead.
AJ. Yeah. Needless to say, when I text him to do this interview, I didn't say lockout.
Lock it out, bro. And wow. I promise you, if Urban ever call you, Mike, he probably won't. But if he do, but if he do, you answer that call, Mike. Mike could be like, yo, I made this squad.
No, but yo, Bill, the way my life is, if it's a blocked number, I'm not answering it because there's no way in the world. I'm sitting there going like, there's no way in the world there's gonna be Magic Johnson.
You like, this ain't gonna be nothing but bad news.
Yeah, I don't even think it's gonna be Avery Johnson. I don't think it's gonna be. Like, I don't think it's gonna be anybody important. I'm like, this is a bill collector coming at my neck. Like, it's a blocked number.
Oh my God, Mike, you funny as hell. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Avery Johnson. No, it might be Johnson and Johnson.
It might be anybody except Magic Johnson. All right.
Oh my God.
So how do you? Okay. First of all,
this is killing me, boy. You killing me. You're waking me up. Thank you.
There's like two things about Bill. Number one is Bill, as unintimidating as Bill is on stage, he's just funny. Bill is far from a punk. Far. Like Bill will say whatever he has to say at any time about anybody. Like for real. Like one time he caught me off guard when we were working at Hot 97, and he mentions we were working with Jonesy. Shout out to Jonesy. She got the Morning Show reunion on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
And we're a part of it. Shout out to DJ Envy. And we were asking Bill, are there some comedy specials that you wanted your money back on?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah.
Now, mind you, we're on the biggest hip hop station in the world. It's Hot 97, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there. You know, I got a drinking problem. I got vodka on there. I was like, okay, what comedy specials you want your money back, right? And I'm like, this is when I realized Bill don't give a for real. He said, this bastard just said. He said it casually. He said some names, and he was like, "Whew. Now I think about it. I think I wanted my money back on that Mike Epps special. Dog, I choked. Pause. What?
You know what's so funny? You mentioned that, right? So I used to do this joke back then called, yo, I need my money back. It was basically like, say it's a movie, yo, I need my money back. Right?
Yes, that's how it started. Yeah.
So, you know, so but I had a run on it. Like it'd be like 4 or 5 runs, so the jokes don't stop, right? So when he walked me into it, I was like, oh snap, yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing, right? Let me tell you how people take stuff so personal. So around this time, I remember 2 people names I said 3 of them. One of them was LL because it was one of LL's album that wasn't that good to me. So I was kind of like, I don't know if it was the GOAT or whatever, but I said, yo, he got to give me the GOAT because there wasn't no GOATs on there. You know, I'm just joking around, messing around. So then I said, I'll never forget this. I said, Meth owed me money on, I said, because I bought the album for $16.99, but I only got like 4 joints I like, so you owe me $9.80. You know, I'm like, I'm just making up.
I don't even know if that math is right, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I'm literally just going off the head, right? So I say, yo, Mike Epps, you know, he owed me for that special. I don't know why they gave it to him, but I'm playing around. Do you know, by the time I left New York City, right, I get a call from Meth, right? Yo, B, man, yo, you my mans, man, but you killing me on the Hot 97. And I'm like, I had forgot. I said, well, killing you about what? Because it was so early in the morning.
Yep.
And I was going off the head, be like real fast, right? So I do the joint. These dudes set me up anyway. So
now we set them up.
No, but for real, it was funny as hell. So Meth was like, yo, my peoples is killing me in New York. They said you went in on me. And I was like, I couldn't remember because I was still asleep. And he was like, I was like, oh, in New York, yeah, that was me.
That was me.
But I was like, yo, I wasn't trying to kill you. I was just, it's a joke that I do, and I just ran you into it. So then Mike called me up, right? And you know Mike is my man, right? So Mike was like, you mad at me? You ain't like my special? I said, Mike, you know I was playing. You know that's Hot 97, right? He was like, oh, because Bob Sumner, this is so funny because Bob Sumner had called me and he was like, yo, B, man, you know Mike's our man. And I was like, yeah. I said, listen, it's a joke that I do that they walk me into it. But you know, Hot 97 will cut it up and it'll be like you just Hot 97 taught me, like, you got to know your sound bites, boy. Because I was like, oh, snap. But it was all cool, though. It was all cool. But see, the thing about, you know, comedy is some of it you can write ahead of time. But when you do stuff like an improv, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes cats laugh, too. But sometimes cats get mad. Like I remember one time I did a joke about Mike Tyson and I saw him at a party. He was like, that wasn't funny, William.
He called you William.
The government.
He called me my government.
Your heart had to stop for a second.
I was like, if he punched me, I'm gonna get about 35 million. I was like, go ahead. If he punched me, that's 35 million. I'm gonna say everything broke.
You know, have you ever gone back and thought about a joke that you said that you regretted, that you were like, I probably should have said that on stage?
Yeah, the one you said you had me set up on. No, not really, but no, because I'm never malicious with my jokes. I'm just truthful. I'll take like a angle on it that most people not really thinking about, and I hit it hard. You know what I mean? I've always been like that. Like when you saw that joke, that throwback joke, that joke was about a real situation that I was like, yo, man, cats never happy in the hood where I'm from when they get that pregnancy test. Why they don't do that commercial? So that's why I wrote the joke that way, because I was like, yo, everybody seen the happy. Don't nobody gonna show the real joint when the girl come out the bathroom, you know what I mean? So that was where that idea came from. So my whole career, I have, literally just wrote jokes from how I feel about it and how I see it. And then I just put it out.
Okay, please give me a minute on this, because this is my conspiracy theory. This is my conspiracy theory.
All right.
Your character in Love Jones.
Okay.
You were an ass in that, and your character was an ass.
Yes.
Which goes against how we know you.
Correct.
So when I saw you do that, I was like, yo, Bill's really going in. I truly believe that the character in The Best Man, our dude,
Terrence.
Yes.
Terrence Howard.
I swear that character, I'm not saying nobody stole it. This is my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Your character is what birthed that character.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was
Absolutely.
the type of ass that you were in that movie. So, and that's not your personality. Like, okay, I haven't hung out with you. We ain't go to IHOP together. I haven't been around you on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Right. Like, you could be an ass. I don't know. But around me, you've always been a cool dude.
Yeah. But that was fun. That was fun because I never get a chance to be that dude. You know what I'm saying? I have aspects of my personality that I can pull from, but that character was dope because he was everything they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go against the grain. The character Hollywood was that kind of guy. Like, he didn't have the talent that Darius had. He wasn't getting the chicks like he was easily. He had the busted hers, you know what I'm saying? But he felt like I'm still in the game. So I really, really embodied what the player hater is, because everybody, I knew that Cap was gonna relate to Hollywood because everybody got a dude in a camp like that at some point where you be like, yo, man, you lightweight envious of me, huh? You know what I mean?
Yes, so, Jay Black here on our show.
Right.
I'm playing. That's my brother.
But what I'm saying is, like, and so, but what I did that made it really sting was I owned it so tough, like I didn't care. So when you don't care and you don't have no empathy, that's the part that made the character pop, because he didn't give you know what I mean? Right. He was just like, say what he wanted to say, boom, boom, boom. And then it was so interesting when you watch Love Jones, people really do hate me though.
Like, no, and when I watched the movie, I was like, oh wow, Bill's for real, for real. When you're on a movie set, and you've been on so many movie sets, and I'm telling you, the greatest story I've ever heard is that LL story. That story of him punching Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Is the most amazing. Is there on Love Jones, was everything cool, or is there always tension on a movie scene? Is there always some type of tension?
What was interesting about Love Jones, Lorenz Tate and I are best friends, and we was best friends at that time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He eventually would become, like, he's the godfather of my kids and stuff like that. Like, so we've been friends forever. But what was so ironic about that, I hated him for the movie. Like, I couldn't like him. I didn't talk to him during the movie like that. We didn't go to our normal friendship stuff. So the whole movie, I just kind of isolated myself from him. So I wouldn't have my normal energy. So, you know, when we would go to lunch, I didn't go to lunch with him. I stayed away from him. So then when I was in my character, I never wanted to come out of it until we was done. So so when you saw me on there, when he'd be like, "What up, Wood?" I'm like, "What up, man?"
Wow.
See what I'm saying? I was never gonna break it until we was done, because I'll mess around and be like, "Yo," you know. And that wasn't what the character was. And then if you go back and Love Jones, there's a scene at the table. I wish they could show this take because it was crazy. So Ted Witcher said on this take, let me fix this because the lighting is coming through my office. So he said, I want y'all to do whatever you want to do in this scene. I got the take I want. I felt that we should have used this take, but we didn't. So basically, I'm sitting there, everything's a metaphor. And we're basically letting him know I stole his chick. Basically, he's saying, hey, I heard you got a new job. I'm like, no, I heard you lost your job. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know?
Right. Yeah. I know exactly what you're like. Yeah, I know exactly.
He said, no, I heard you got fired. That's not what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So there's one scene at the end, and I forget what I said at the end, and he hit the table like this. Boom. And everybody was like, oh. And I was like, it hurt to lose your occupation. Oh my God. It was so cold-blooded. It was so cold-blooded. And Ted was like, nah, I don't think the characters would be that mean. I was like, yeah.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. We're talking to Do It All. Do It All, you've done more than hip hop. But I just want to ask you, as an artist, watching you guys, I was young. I'm like, Lords of the Underground's going to be popping forever. When you, as a group, start feeling like things are changing,
right?
Like, the fire, the heat ain't what it used to feel like. How do you deal with that, and how does it feel?
Oh man, it does not feel nice. It does not feel nice. Yo, that's a great question too, though, Mike. I forgot how dope of a media guy you was, brother.
Thank you.
Or Cam and Jay Black making you look good. I remember coming down, though. This is just one part of it. I remember getting down to my last 15 grand. And you talking about Lords at our heights, we was making 80,000 a night. When you're doing 4 nights, 5 nights, when you popping, and we get it from the other artists now. But that was what we was making. That was our highest that we was making a night. It was about 80 stacks a night. I remember being down to my last 15 grand. Redman and Meth, I think, had just started the television show, How High. Right? So, me and Reggie, we grew up together. So I'm starting to feel it, So I call my man who's popping. I'm like, I'm trying to go on tour with him. I'm trying to just see what it is. No callbacks, no answering, no nothing. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like we could text really like that back then.
Right.
So when you're doing bad and you have your own fears, you start to kind of implement them on other people. You start to put them in other people's spaces like it's their problem. So when I was having my problem, I reached out to one of my guys who was doing good and expecting that he owed me something because he was my man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no callbacks, no nothing. So I gave my $15,000 to my brother who ran a a Stanley Steamer company, and I seen him making money from it. I'm like, yo, let me invest. And this is how naive I am. Let me invest this 15 grand and you give me back money. He like, dude, that ain't how it work. You can't just give me 15 grand or something I've been working
flip
on.
this for me. I need you to flip this.
You want me to give you back? This ain't the lottery. Like, you can't just put, but he understood where I was coming from. He was like, you know what, man? Give me the 15 grand. I'll give you back a certain interest in a month. And I'm really just looking out. But he was like, yo, but you got to come down here and learn how the company works. Man, I'm cleaning carpets.
I'm doing it all. What are you talking about?
My video's still on MTV. You know what I mean? He like, yo, bro, I might need somebody to come in, or I might need you to know what's going on just in case. I was like, all right. I go down with him. We in South Jersey because this company cleans in South Jersey. I'll never forget this. So I go into this dude's house. He's showing me how to clean the carpet and all of that. I see the dude. The dude just kept looking at me like, oh, this guy looks familiar. Like, I don't know this guy. Never said it to me, but it sunk into me. Like, nah, I can't. I didn't just travel the world, making 80 grand a night, bought my mother a house, got a couple of cars. I didn't do all that stuff to come back to cleaning not come back, but to start cleaning carpets. Right. I was like, nah. So I'm driving home from there thinking about all of this, like, yo, I got to do something better. So Redman pops into my mind. As soon as he pops in my mind, we pull up on the New Jersey Turnpike. I'm in a truck. I had a Range Rover at the time. I'm in a truck. He had just got when the convertible BMWs first came out, I think like the 650s or something like that. The convertible joints. Now, Redman doesn't really rock all his jewelry and all that type of stuff all the time. He's not a flashy dude. This day, he looked like $1 million. Looked like Mr. T. $1 billion.
Yeah, he had all Mr. T's on.
He got every jewel on. He's coming through the Now, mind you, I have been calling him. All the time, no return calls. I see him at the toll booth, yo. And he's happy. He sees me, looks up at, like, through the other toll booth, looks, he's like, yo,
what's up?
Pull over. I'm gas faced already. Like, I pull over on the highway. In my mind, I'm like, man, I just finished working, cleaning cars. You looking like $1 million. I pull over. He jumps out like, yeah.
Yo, what's up?
I'm like, what's up? Like, why you? And he looks at me.
Like, what's wrong with you?
He pauses. And he goes, and Red's a funny guy. He goes, you look like you've been working.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out.
Let's go.
Bring ladies and gentlemen. Iconic. One of the most legendary singers. A man who did something so amazing, which is he already had a successful solo career. And then he got with an iconic group and turned all the way up with that group. Because everybody knows the biggest voice on that group was Johnny Gill. Well, I just gave it away. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill. Oh, it's Johnny Gill.
What's good?
Can we turn your phone sideways, Johnny? Can we turn it sideways?
Let's see how we can do this here.
Let's see.
So, I'm just, I'm challenged when it comes to this stuff.
No, but Jay Black, don't worry.
There we go.
Johnny Gill. Yo, wait a sec. We got Johnny Gill.
Tell by the voice. Yeah, that's the official one.
It's good to see you, but now I owe Jay Black 20 cents.
You owe him 20?
I owe him 20 cents.
Yeah, nobody believed. Okay, Johnny, let me explain something to you before we get into this. How we got to your number. So we're doing this, right? We worked in New York on Hot 97 with Jonesy. We worked in Dallas and done a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going through our contacts because we just want people to get on. So we had Bill Bellamy, we had Luenell. So we're just going through our phone list. And Shawnee Scott, she has your number. So we just happened to call. So I have the phone to the microphone. I'm not thinking you're going to answer. I'm like, there's no way Johnny Gill's going to, and you answer.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something I learned in this business many, many, many years ago. You leave no stones unturned. And the way I've stayed in this business for a long time, I never pick up the phone just saying hello. I'll pick up the phone going, I'll take it.
Nice.
That's a good way to think.
So Johnny, when I'm asking these questions on the phone because I'm like, we're never gonna get him back on here. Like this is a wrap. And Jay's like, no, we're gonna get him back on. We're gonna get him back on. I'm like, no, we're not. It's over. I've dealt with this before. I've seen this. I've been in this game for over 20 years as a comedian and a radio person. He's not coming back. He's like, Mike, he's coming back. So I destroyed Jay Black after you got off the phone. Like we let him have it for like 30 minutes.
Oh,
I was like, you folded like a lawn chair. If you were a gang member, I'd be dead. Like you did not hold me down.
Well, let me tell you, my word is all I have, man, and that's why when I say I'm going to do something, I do it because I've learned many years ago, man. That's what it's about. Your word is all you got.
Yep.
Okay, so even though I didn't believe Jay Black, and I never do this, even though I didn't believe Jay Black, last night I was actually thinking, if I talk to Johnny Gill, I need to get a lot of stuff out here. So number one, we're going to start slow. Number one,
Yes.
we're going to start slow. Number one, when did Johnny Gill know that he could sing? When was the moment that you were like, oh, wait a second?
I knew when I got my first check and I went and bought me a gold nugget ring and a nugget watch and to go to it. I was like, this is on. And I was like, shoot, I can do this. I was like, I'm in the game.
The gold nugget.
That's when you knew when you actually got the money for it.
I got that first check. I was like, hey, for real? They paying me to really do this?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't get the gold nugget. I was just happy that I had some money. When you first get on and you get a record deal, and then you do that song with Stacey Lattisaw. Mm-hmm. How old are you when you do that song?
I think I might have been probably maybe 17 or 18, I think, because the very first record I did, I was 16 when the first album came out. And then I think we did did another album, which was, I was 17. Yeah, I think I was 18 when we did the duet album.
Mm. Yeah, so you do. Yeah. So what is it like at that moment when, like, I don't even know what it's like to put out an album at 16 and be that incredible and put out an album, because you had a grown man voice when you were 16. Dog.
Yeah, yeah, and it caused me a problem because the label kept saying, the president of the record company kept saying, you know, everybody kept saying he's just a little boy, but he sounds like a grown man. And they were saying, you know, he said he always told me, he was like, hey, I knew we had something. And he said we just had to wait for the body to catch up with the voice. But yeah, it was a challenge for them. It was a challenge trying to figure out how to make that work. But you know, they did, and God bless him, because he stood in there, and it was like, hey man, this kid is talented, and we're not letting him go. So, you know, and he was right.
Right. No, he was definitely right. He was definitely right. He was definitely, and this is the crazy thing about it. At 16, you have this grown man voice. So then when does everything in your career take off when you realize that you're actually famous? When is the moment that happens when you go like, wait a second, I'm famous. Like people know me.
Wow. Wow, that's a good question. When did I you know, I thought I was famous the first time I heard my record on the radio. they asked me if I would come to their show. They was playing guess what, the Ice Capades.
Are you serious? Wait, whoa, you're serious?
I'm dead serious. So I actually go to the Ice Capades to the show, and then they wanted to do dinner, asked about doing dinner the next day. And I'm going, what? Why are they asking about doing dinner? And then I started thinking, I'm like, what are they up to? Like, are they trying to? And then I thought, nah, that definitely can't be. And sure enough, we went to dinner and we all talked. And then they were just saying that they wanted to go back to having a 5-member group because of the choreography and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It looks more effective. So I didn't know at the time they was having some real serious internal issues at the time. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. And so I'm riding along with the, oh, okay. And when they asked me that, I thought, I was sitting there and I'm thinking, hell no. My first thought was like, oh, hell no. What am I going to do with these? They dance and sing. I don't. So
no, I just sing for real. Johnny, what's your Instagram?
It's Real Johnny Gill.
Real Johnny 22.
Okay, because I want to see if I can get real. I can get you on my All right. If I can get you on my Instagram live, because people are like fiending to see you on my Instagram live right now, and I'm gonna see if I can invite you.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get that. Or Jay, can you? Okay, we'll see if we can make that happen. Okay, so you see them at the Ice Capades, and you're like, hell no, I'm not gonna do this spinning and dancing, and this was a running joke. This is how we got to Johnny Gill. This was a running joke when I said, Johnny is a singer. Like, I love New Edition. Uh-huh. But I never pictured Johnny going, Candy Girl, you're all mine. I was like, that's not Johnny Gill.
I made several calls to ask some of my friends. I was like, man, what do you think? And my friends were saying, hey, listen, you got to look at it this way. Those guys are the hottest young boy band in the game.
Right.
And they were just saying that, that would be, even Gerald Busby at the time, God bless his soul, he told me, he said, this will then give you a better springboard to do your solo album and getting that exposure that you really would need. So you guys, you bring something to the table, both of y'all bring something to the table. So, and I kept sitting there thinking, but how's this going to work? Because I remember the day that they brought me over to meet Brooke, and they wanted me to just try and do a cross step. I remember Brooke looking, and he put his hand over his head, and he goes, "Oh, you are you kidding me? I'm not God. Yeah, this is a miracle." I couldn't even do a cross step, and I was like, a cross. When they even tried to show me the cross step, I was like, shoot. I could sit down and sing while y'all dance.
Get a tall stool. Get on a tall stool.
I was like, oh, hell no.
So how, we saw the Lifetime movie, and it seemed like you and Ralph were actually cool. Is that true?
In the beginning, I won't say we were cool. It was kind of like the new kid in school, and you're the new one, and you're trying to get the kind of feeling everybody out. Ralph and I was kind of, because I didn't know at that time. They had brought me in because Ralph was talking about going to do his own thing, solo,
right?
So a career, and I think what happened, they got concerned, and I think they were afraid that once he rocked, he wasn't going to probably come back if he was successful.
Right.
Ralph did not know that that's what they were doing. And that I didn't even when they even asked me about being a part of the group and making a decision to even do it, Ralph didn't know until he got to Minneapolis that we got a new member. Because they had started recording with Jimmy and Terry before they did the show and I met them. They had already started recording a new album. So
go ahead. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
So Ralph was like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, when he got to Minneapolis and realized we got a new member. I had no idea. He didn't know. So things blew up in the conference room with Jimmy and Terry set us down, everybody down. And things got crazy. I mean, it was just yelling and screaming in there. And I'll never forget Jimmy and Terry looking at me and going, this is Ralph's group. And, of course, if the guys want you here, you're gonna be a part of that. But just want to give you a heads up that you probably won't be doing any singing on this album. And I said, okay.
Wow.
I said, all right.
Johnny Gill not doing any singing.
Wait.
How does that happen?
No, you know what, Johnny, and let me tell you something. You are an amazing person. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you could have really been like, we can do two things, Ralph. We can either grab this microphone and see who sings. We can grab this mic and see who sings better.
Have a sing off. Let's have a sing off.
Or we can fight. Either one.
You're not gonna win.
Either one, you're not winning this.
But you know what really, and what happened after that was after the blow up, and he realized that I didn't even know what was going on.
Right.
We started when we would all go back to the hotel, man, it would just go and we would sit down and have drinks and just be sitting and talking. And we began to realize that we had a lot in common. And it was crazy how we just started bonding. And from that point on, man, it was just things just kind of got to a point where I would go in, sing some of the demos of the songs. And then I started realizing when they started having me to do that, that was like a big step to begin with. And then all of a sudden, you know, if you hear a lot of the stuff of the runs and stuff that was being done, I would do the scratch vocals on those, and then they would follow those.
I know you was mad when you would do the scratch vocals, and then they would have to do them, and you'd be. I know in your heart you was like, I know in your heart you was like, y'all are like, killing my heart right now.
You know, I was kind of like, what kind of essence is this?
I know it.
But you know what? To be honest with you, I've always felt so secure because remember, even doing this, we had to go to the president of the label, which Gerald Busby, and Gerald. I had my solo career still intact, and once we had finished up with this, I still had, I was obligated to do my solo album. So I never came in going, I need to be out front and I need to be the center of attraction to all of that stuff. I was just like one of those. I just felt like when I came in, my attitude was, what do you guys need me to do? And it really helped to balance me out and with life, because what happens is being another solo artist is one thing, but when you're in a group, it's like being on the basketball team. You have to play your role, but it teaches you, and you need balance. It teaches you how to work with other people. If you ever notice in all the pictures, I was always in the back. I was never. They used to be fighting to see who's going to be in. Break tour. After that, forget about it. We moved to the next phase, and it was rock and roll. I'm telling you that following tour, I think it was the Home Again tour, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. Man, it was out of control. Everybody had. I had 3 people on my bus. We all had our own buses, and everybody had about 15 to 20 people on the bus with them. And I'm sitting there looking, going, "Wow, man, this is crazy." It was like rock and roll. And it was so much madness that was going on during that time. By the time we reached that next phase of getting to the Home Again tour, I was like, man, these guys are crazy.
Johnny, how did you wind up being the only person who didn't wind up in rehab? How did you stay? First of all, how much money were you getting the show?
Let me say, I don't even remember, but I can tell you this. I remember them having an issue because even after the Heartbreak tour, because I got more money than they did, because they had some issues with some tax issues or something that was going on. So they were, they was dealing with Uncle Sam, and I wasn't. So, that tour did me very well. And they made money too, but I'm saying it was just, I didn't have that, wasn't dealing with that issue that they were dealing with. So
you were making more money than all of them on the tour? You were making
because
more
of
money?
their tax issues, but it was split 5 ways.
It was
right?
split 5 ways, yeah.
Yeah, but they had
But
tax issues.
ultimately-
Yeah, they had to pay off something else before.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about tax issues. I don't care what they were doing. Johnny was making more money than everybody on that bitch. Like Johnny was making more money than everybody. So Ralph, I know we cool, Ralph, but guess what?
Look at this
You
net.
wasn't getting Johnny money.
Taxes paid. My taxes paid.
Oh man, it was.
So, when is it? When? Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, when you're living in the moment, you really don't have any idea, like what you know. We were making history, and I had no idea, man, what we was doing, but just having fun. On top of it, we was really still just having fun.
How big a star was Bobby Brown? Like how big a star was he? Like we see it, but you were in the business.
He was actually at that time. He was just starting to blow up. So he was, just getting going, and, he was still kind of on the same level as everybody else as a group because he was always considered, it was Bobby Brown, one of the members used to be in New Edition. So, but he, and it seemed like on the tour he had just started rocking, started blowing up. And right after the tour, he was, the album started, was on fire, and then he took off and started rocking, doing his own thing, and it just went through the stratosphere.
Man, go ahead, Mo. Mo's dying to ask you a question, so go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
No, one of my questions was that, because you had such a strong voice when you came on the scene, did you train Ricky Bell? Because I swear his voice got better, more mature. His sound got more mature when you came aboard.
They all would listen to Ralph, all of them. They would come in while I was recording and just be sitting there listening. And I've seen them at times, they just shake their head like, wow. Yeah, exactly. And then they were the ones that gave me the nickname Skills. Because I when I was doing the downtime, if I wasn't in there recording, I would be in the other studio room. I'll pick up the guitar, or I'll pick up the bass, or I'll start playing the keyboards or the drums. And they just would be sitting there looking, going, it was like, wow. And so somebody at one point goes, this nigga got skills.
Skills. You were jumping from the free throw line, Johnny. You were jumping from the free throw line.
And you know what's crazy? I never thought about it. Like, I grew up in church. My dad was a minister. And I was always intrigued by instruments. I never thought there was anything really different or special about picking up instruments. I taught myself everything. I mean, I would just look at an instrument and I'll figure out how to play it. And one time, one of my friends said, yo, you're a freaking freak of nature, right? He said, people don't just pick up instruments and just start figuring out and learn how to play them like that. I had no idea, no clue. I just would see an instrument and whether it's a harmonica, whatever it was. One day, Rick James came, so I hanging out with Rick James, and he had this little thing that it's like you play by notes, and it was like a little box. I don't even know what you call it. And I was just intrigued by it. And next thing you know, I'm messing around with it, and I'm playing songs. And they looking at me going, the hell is wrong with this boy?
And he just started playing it.
Figure this out.
We're talking to the legendary Johnny Gill right here on Free Agent Radio, Media Room 360, if you want to watch us. And I mean, we all know the business. Well, let me take that back. We don't know the business. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What is the stuff? What are the things that you have gone through that are crazy and that people will never understand how hard it is to deal with this business right now, and the sharks that are out there and the people that are trying to destroy you who claim to be fans?
Man, it is a cutthroat business. It is people, everybody. The one business, I think the one thing that I really, feel like we need to become a little stronger with, and that is in our music business, in the music game. We're the only ones that don't really have a union that
protects us.
If you think about it, it's like when you look at a lot of the older artists and people that are come and gone that don't have get benefits and the things that we should be doing, to be standing together in unity to say to these record labels who have been screwing us for 100 million years, that we're not rocking like that. And if we're not getting this and you're not treating us like this, we're not doing that. But it's every man for himself. And it's always been that way with this business. And that's why we've watched this business completely just kind of dwindle down to what it is and what it has become, because we never had that kind of unity and support or union. And, you know, think about it. I mean, no matter what happens in basketball, football, and some of the other in sports, and, you know, they all, if you go across that line when everybody else is making a stance for something, you know, you're mud. But it's like everybody realizing, being forced to say, we got to stand together in order to get some change here. We've never had that. And that's why the industry has always been able to do what it's been able to do. The labels have just screwed us and have turned us upside down.
Wow. And I this is selfish of me. There are two people at the top of my list doing radio and not understanding that when you get on this microphone, the things that you say or joke about somebody personally.
Yeah.
You're dealing with somebody. So Dave Chappelle, I've never got to apologize to.
Wow.
Because I did an interview with Dave Chappelle with Jonesy on Hot 97.
And
I truly did not know what was going on behind the scenes and what he was being accused of. And I said something. I said, Dave, what you high right now? And I didn't know what was being done to him and the fight that he was going through. So, boom.
Wow.
I'm going to apologize to you directly to your face for jokes that I wrote simply for the stuff that Wendy Williams started about you.
I remember.
And stuff that she said, and we ain't got to get into all that.
Said a real man can come, and I've always said, if you come here in front of me talking that, and I said, if you walk away on 2 feet, I'll be whatever you want me to be.
No, and you know what's crazy, Johnny, and how immature, and how hungry we are. And I'm not taking myself out of the business. I have been hungry to try and crack a joke to make people laugh or whatever. But then I think about it, the way you and Eddie were rolling. And I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
If somebody saw me and Jay Black, we together all the time.
All the time. Let me tell you.
Yeah, like Jay stayed, when Jay drank too much, he stayed upstairs in my house.
Yeah. I was let me tell you, I think everybody at some point, maybe you haven't, but most people in their life, you only hope and pray and wish that you'll find and have a best friend, somebody that you will tell and can ride or die. Listen, I never questioned anything that Eddie did or said, and all I knew and have always felt and said, because that's my brother, my road dog, I'm like, yo, let's rock. What we doing? Who do we got to go and fight? What are we doing? Never questioned anything and was like, give a fuck what they said. And I remember Eddie saying one day, he said somebody was doing a joke. He was doing comedy one night, and somebody was yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming. And he told him, he said, shut up, nigga, before I knock you out with my wallet. And I used to use that, but I always said, I was like, hey, listen, man, at the end of the day, you know, when you hear people talk and people being, I chop it up as just people being envious and jealous, because at some point, who wouldn't want to be his best friend?
Exactly. And you know what? There are going to be a ton of people who are going to be like, Mike, you should have asked him this. You should have asked him that.
Yeah.
I thank you for taking the time out to actually doing what you did not have to make this call, dog. And we appreciate you, like, from the bottom of my heart. You did not have to make this call. You could have literally just hung up the phone. Johnny, we called Kevin Hart. We called everybody. And I started comedy with Kevin Hart. We was calling numbers. When you answer the phone, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a grown ass man. I got shook. When you answered the phone, I got shook. I was like, Mr. Gill?
Listen, man.
Oh, like Mr. Gill.
Let me tell you, I love laughing. I love talking. And then let me tell you something what's really crazy. I deal with, I mean, because we have so many of our buddies. We used to sit around and would start 8 o'clock at night to 8 in the morning over at Eddie's, where it's like, I'm talking about a whole crew of us just going at each other. I'm talking about like from 8 at night to like 8 in the morning, just going hard on each other. So I've never been afraid or ran or was afraid of walking into anything. I'm like, no, I can handle mine and I'm good, you know, but I'm just grateful at the end of the day, man, that moving on and moving forward with life, that it didn't do anything, but those that was a part of my journey and a part of my story that will always be with when you say who is Johnny, and when you talk about me coming full circle, and when it's all said and done, or what my legacy would be, it's about my work, it's about my vocals here that and my music that will be that will withstand the test of time, and the other stuff is going to be what it's going to be. But I've often said this: when you hear from the horse's mouth, it can't be erased. It's written in stone. Never have, never will. I've always been my own man. I've always walked my own dogs. And I'm proud of that, and I stand with it.
All right, Johnny, when you go on tour, just let me do 15 minutes of comedy. But before I just need 15 minutes, and we're gonna stay. That's all. But don't give me that look. Don't give me that. Don't give me that look like you gave that look to Ricky. Like, shut up. Don't give me that look. You gave me that look, and we love Ricky because it's driving me out of my mind too. Like,
I can tell you this, and you guys are one of the few that I've discussed this with. We're very close to having this run with all 6 that's going to take place pretty soon. Very close.
Tour?
Finishing up. Yeah, finishing up. So I know people have been looking and wanting this, and we've had our own internal issues and fighting and stuff that siblings do. But the reality was, I'll never forget about a year ago. It was right after Kobe passed away. I picked up the phone and I called every individual and I said, if that had been one of us, about the issues, the things that we're going through internally, and the pettiness that we're going at each other with, I said, what would it mean? What would it mean if we had gotten that phone call and that had been one of us? I said, life is too short. And if we never stand together again on stage to not know how to spell your baby's first names,
God bless.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous. We've done too much and worked too hard and accomplished too much together. And I was like, I don't care if we never stand on the stage again, to check on each other and to just see how everybody's doing and the families are doing. We owe that to each other.
Johnny Gill, you've never, listen. All right, Jay Black is always going to do this. I know Jay Black is always going to.
If you're wrapping up, I don't know. We got to.
We've talked about it we've talked to you for an hour, and Jay Black does this no matter who we talk to. Luenell, Bellamy. He always says real quick, and he has these things where you pick somebody, but I have to put one in there first.
Okay.
Then Jay Black jump into it. Al Green or Sam Cooke, you got to pick.
Wow.
I just want to put that in there. Don't think I don't play with the music. You think I don't play with the music?
That ain't right.
Yeah.
You think I'm not playing with the music? You think I'm not sitting there crying, smoking Black and Miles, listening to Al Green or Sam Cooke? What?
Nice.
You gotta pick, Johnny. One. You can't be a tie. No.
What? That's bad.
That's hard. That's
ain't
hard.
right.
Al Green or Sam Cooke?
Sam Cooke.
I
ain't say Frankie Lyman. I said that. Go ahead.
I might give Sam the edge, not from a talent standpoint, but Sam was one of the few who had created his own publishing company and had done a number of other things that had paved the way for many of us. So that so it wasn't just about him singing. I mean, and wow, he's I have to. I would give the edge to Sam.
Okay, go ahead, Jay Black. Take it away. Take it away.
So you got to pick these, Johnny. There's no dancing. You got to pick it. Whitney. Here we go. Whitney or Mariah. You got to choose one. Who is Johnny? Who?
I got to go with my baby Whitney.
Yep. We obligated. I
got to go to my baby. That's like, that's not even, and I love Mariah, but, Whitney, that was my baby.
It's like Whitney or God. And you'd be like, well, I know. Well, I know God did a lot.
and I know he would understand.
I know he would understand.
You understand, right? All right, here we go. Stacey Lattisaw or Tina Marie?
Wow.
Hey, walk carefully, Johnny Gill. Walk carefully.
He has.
If I say, man, this come on, man.
That's a high level decision.
Okay, Johnny, if you subtract the fact that Stacey Lattisaw has meant a lot to you in your life.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And
if you subtract that fact,
huge talent, but if I say, man, this come on, man.
That's a high level decision.
Okay, Johnny, if you subtract the fact that Stacey Lattisaw has meant a lot to you in your life.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And
if you subtract that fact,
huge talent, but the thing is, when it's that tight, you got to go, okay, what did Tina bring to the table versus what Stacey brought to the table? Tina was a writer and producer, a musician, and a vocalist. And Stacey was a great vocalist, minus the writing, producing, musician. So I'd have to give that to Tina on those bases.
I would love. We need to have Johnny Gill as a judge for like American Idol or America's Got something, because you were so polite. I love Stacey Lattisaw, Johnny. I love Stacey Lattisaw. We're not gonna take that long to figure out between Stacey Lattisaw and Tina Marie. We're never gonna take that. And I love Stacey Lattisaw. We are never gonna take that long.
Okay, so who would you have taken between?
You have to break it down.
I think Tina Marie may be one of the most underrated artists simply because she wasn't the race we wanted her to be.
Right. Yeah. But she was, and she was gifted.
And you know better than I do what it takes to have a voice like that. And you know better than I do.
I remember when she passed away, I was in Japan and they called me and asked me to come to fill in for a show that she had to do. So I had to shoot straight from Japan, straight to Atlanta to fill in and do the show because she had just passed away. And man, that was probably one of the hardest things that I had to do because I knew Tina, and she was awesome. She was so cool. She was like, man, I mean, just a great woman, and it was tough. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So we just had this debate yesterday, actually. The DeBarge or the Jacksons? Like, which group are you rocking with? The DeBarges?
DeBarge or Jacksons? We did that?
Yes, and you was heavy for DeBarge, for the record. Don't try to dance now.
It wasn't the
DeBarge and the Jacksons.
We said the Jacksons were obviously Jackson/Jackson 5 were number one. That was right.
Okay.
No, Mike was going hard. Was it L or Michael? It was L or Michael. We had this debate.
No,
you got it all messed up right now.
Jacksons were in a whole nother.
Well, you admit
no. You said New Edition and DeBarge. You said New Edition and DeBarge, and I said New Edition. Okay, sorry, Johnny. You get caught.
I didn't hear. Yes.
You did hear yesterday.
I didn't hear DeBarge's name that came about, but I'm trying to think. Oh no, it was. I think it was the Jacksons actually.
Yeah, Mike said it. I see you, Johnny.
No,
it wasn't the Jackson 5. I thought you said the Jacksons, or DeBarge. I thought that's what I said.
I know he did, but okay.
No, because there's no. First of all, there's no way because I don't think anybody. I don't pick any group over the Jacksons. You said New Edition. You were playing New Edition songs on the phone. You were playing New Edition songs, and I played DeBarge songs on the phone.
That's
and I said New Edition sold more records than DeBarge. They actually did. I just said there's one DeBarge album that I think is greater than any New Edition album. So
Really?
Sorry. Let's just get back to Johnny.
What album was that?
It wasn't the NE album. It wasn't the NE Heartbreak album.
You want to play, Johnny? I'm playing with New Edition. Now, Johnny, you sing better than anybody on the barge. You sing better. But y'all, New Edition ain't got one song better than All This Love. Now, you go. You go. Listen, your turn.
I can't, listen, I couldn't even fight you on that one. Because All This Love and Love Me in a Special Way.
Can you sing it a little bit? Can you sing a little bit?
Oh, man. Which one of All This Love?
Anyone.
All this love is waiting for you, my baby. And I used to think, who's that girl? Oh, I love how you make me feel this way. My love is getting stronger every day.
See, all I could do was play the song. Jay Black didn't feel it like that. See, if I could have sang the song, he would have stopped. And we love New Edition. So, okay, is it new? It can't be New Edition. It can't be the Jacksons and DeBarge because it's the Jacksons. You got to give them a better one than that, Jay Black. I mean, that's hard. Nobody's gonna beat the Jacksons.
All right, I'm gonna switch. Go ahead. Who you got? Who you got?
How about the DeBarge and Troop?
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh, that was petty. That was petty. That was petty.
That was petty, Crocker. That was petty.
Hold on. You want to play, Johnny? How about the Barge against Color Me Bad? Let's go.
I'm going the Barge hands down. Unanimous. Not close.
The Barge is another bad creation. Let's go.
I can't.
Let's play, y'all.
Yeah, I play too much.
Hold on. I got one for Johnny because he's gonna be biased. Okay, so Johnny, it was you, Ralph, and Gerald Levert, right?
LSG.
It was me, Gerald, and Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat.
Oh, you, Gerald,
Sweat.
Yeah,
or
LSG.
LSG.
Could y'all battle? It was Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese. So if y'all had a battle, would you win? Like how confident are you win that you can take out? That's a good little.
I know y'all had to have sing-offs. Y'all ain't never had sing-offs.
We never had a sing-off, but I mean, if you talk about LSG, you talking about Gerald, you talking about Keith, you talking about myself. That's a KO in the first round.
Nice. I like it. I like Johnny Gill's gangster. Okay, let's keep it real. Keith might have been the weak link on that team. He might have been the third guy to take the shot.
That's all right. We carried him. No, but you know what's crazy about Keith? If you listen to Keith today,
right,
and Keith will tell you quickly, he will tell you, man, let me tell you something. Getting sandwiched between Johnny and Gerald every night on the road, he was like, listen, it was one of the two. And when you see how Keith, what he's like today as a vocalist and how he rocks and it's showing how he goes, how hard he goes, he'll tell you, I got my school and my lesson getting sandwiched between those two guys. But he, man, when I watch him sometimes just performing now and looking at where he started, from where he started and where he is now when he rocks, it's like you sit back and sometimes I'm like, damn, okay. Hey, you mean it, huh?
Hey, Johnny, I got to tell you this. Me, Jay Black, and Cam are like 8-year-olds in here. Don't ever say sandwich again. Don't ever say
Terrible.
We're kids. We're kids here, Johnny. We're a bunch of kids.
What's yours to go to? Peanut butter jelly? Which one?
Okay.
Cheese? Which one?
Right. Jay, because I got some more. Do you have any more, Jay?
I mean,
I got
a ton of singles. I was going to switch up.
Because we're keeping him here too long. I know he wants to go.
All good, man.
We got you? Okay, go, Jay. Go.
I mean, Beyonce sing,
wow.
dance, act. She's got the whole nine, and on top of it, it's absolutely. When you watch her style as a vocalist, period, and I'm a vocalist, so that's the first thing you're looking at. But to watch her actually, Beyonce could go with rappers and lock in and fit right in. She could go toe to toe, stand up, and just have a straight up singing vocal contest, a performance. She can go any direction, and and I love Alicia too. But Beyonce got too many weapons. She got a lot of weapons.
So when you say that, when you see Chris Brown not dancing, when you see these younger guys, even though they're not even younger anymore. Like I call them younger guys because they're not even younger anymore. They've been in the game for a long time. When you see a Chris Brown, you see a Trey Songz, or I don't know, a Tory Lanez. When you see them vocally, do you love the songs and go like, I know what they can't do, but I just appreciate their music. But vocally, what do you think about it?
I'm gonna tell you, people can sleep on Chris Brown if you want, but Chris vocally is a beast too. His dancing, obviously, we know what he does there. But if you've listened to and Chris just seems to never miss when it comes down to picking the right joints on top of it, but also just vocally, people don't give him, they sleep on him on that side of things. But I mean, the kid is he's phenomenal. To me, I think after Michael, and if you look at what we're dealing with today, and if you had to look at someone and say, hey, who could take or feel, no one could ever fill the shoes of Michael, because Michael is always going to be Michael. But I would absolutely go Chris. Chris is probably one of the only few artists that you look at, or he's going to perform, and you go, okay, what is he going to do now? What is he going to bring? And I got to watch it, see what he does.
Okay, so I'm going to have to admit that I was wrong, because I heard a sound check.
You did?
Yeah, at a show.
You heard Chris?
Yeah. And maybe it was just a bad day.
It was a bad day, Mike.
I never look at Chris Brown as a vocalist. But if you say it, I think the greatest vocal performance he ever did was this Christmas on the movie.
Oh, yeah. I remember, yeah.
And that was very, let's stay within the ranges.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But if you tell me I bow down and I go like, then I was wrong.
Yeah, no, and he doesn't get, and it's funny because you just said it. It's like people overlook his vocal ability because he makes such good songs. And those songs, I mean, obviously, if you got someone that could just sing, even just half decent vocally, could pull those joints off. He just knows how to pick the right joints. But also, I listened at what he does vocally and some of the choices he make when he's in some of those songs, and you got to go, oh, shucks, okay, all right.
Last one.
I ain't nobody. I agree. I have argued this on radio stations for years, Johnny. And I would like to tell Lady Jade, who was a former co-host, I argued this, but if Johnny Gill says it, then I was wrong on this. I was wrong.
Who said it? Johnny said it.
Yep.
All right, so last one is, I know it's going to be tough for you. I'm assuming. Michael Jackson or Prince? You have to pick one. Mike or Prince?
God almighty knows, man.
This was coming.
He ain't give you nothing nice.
This is a very unfair question because as much as people think they were alike, they were total opposites.
Opposite
in music.
Yeah. Jesus.
Who is Johnny rocking with?
That's hard.
Wow.
Not fair. Sorry, Johnny.
Man, you just put the dagger in. I don't know how.
Yo, Johnny, there's no pressure, but when this goes on YouTube, we're gonna say Johnny Gill says Michael Jackson smash.
You know how those sound bites go.
It's tough because I'm thinking Michael was so powerful and phenomenal. He was such a phenom with his singing and dancing that it almost, even though he wasn't a musician, he still had. I got to give Michael.
Just say
it. Michael.
Mike, you say Michael?
I gotta go with Mike. Mike. Mike was, I think, with Prince. Remember when Prince came out, and at one point we was going, I don't think eyeliner gonna work on me. So I'm gonna pass on the pumps.
Pass on the pumps.
Michael came out with the, we were all still trying to be Michael, whatever he was doing. But
with penny loafers, we could do the penny loafers.
Okay, let's I'm a huge. I'm a huge Michael fan. I am. We all are. I'm just saying, if there's just two microphones, and it's like they're just standing there. There's two microphones, and they both gonna grab microphones and just sing. Nobody gonna spin around. Nobody gonna moonwalk. Nobody going. It's not even about your outfits.
Right.
It's not about Prince ain't got your ass out in one of his pants. They just straight. Okay, let's do it. It's just me and you here. We're just gonna sing.
Then I gotta go. I'm still gonna have to go with Mike.
Okay.
You and I was made for paradise. We must bring salvation back. I mean, how this guy was just.
You gotta finish that. Finish that line, Johnny.
You gotta finish it, Johnny. You gotta finish it. Come on.
Wait. Jay Black still doing
Where there is love, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby? Yeah. Come on.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Look, honey.
Yes.
Just call my name.
Get into it.
Just say it.
Michael.
Mike, you say Michael?
I gotta go with Mike. Mike. Mike was, I think, with Prince. Remember when Prince came out, and at one point we was going, I don't think eyeliner gonna work on me. I'm gonna pass on the pumps.
Pass on the pumps.
Michael came out with the, we were all still trying to be Michael, whatever he was doing. But
yeah, with penny loafers. We could do the penny loafers.
Okay, let's I'm a huge Michael fan. I am. We all are. I'm just saying, if there's just two microphones, and it's like they're just standing there. There's two microphones, and they both gonna grab microphones and just sing. Nobody gonna spin around. Nobody gonna moonwalk. It's not even about your outfits.
Right.
It's not about Prince ain't got your ass out in one of his pants. They just straight. Okay, let's do it. It's just me and you here. We're just gonna sing.
Then I gotta go. I'm still gonna have to go with Mike.
Okay.
You and I was made for paradise. We must bring salvation back. I mean, how this guy was just.
You gotta finish that. Finish that line, Johnny. You
gotta finish it, Johnny. You gotta finish it. Come on.
Wait. Jay Black still doing.
Where there is love, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby? Yeah. Come on.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Look, honey.
Yes.
Just call my name.
Get into it.
And I'll be there. Now, how are you gonna beat that, man? I don't know.
No, but do you know how mad? Tito Jackson was? God damn, I'm never gonna be able to get any shine in this group. Never. Who wrote this for him?
Man, Who's Loving You? And how old was Michael when he did that one?
No, that's what I'm saying. What's the other song that he sang? When he was like,
it's like
he was like, like 12. What's the other song he sang on the with the mouse? Ben.
Oh my God! Yeah.
How do you have that much vocal control at that young of an age?
Unbelievable. And that's why I said if you got to go there. And Prince has got some incredible joints, but Prince didn't start out as young as Michael, and Michael was already ahead of the game. He was so young and could go toe to toe with the grown folks. Like he was like, he'll eat you up alive. Even
when he sang "A Man Loves a Woman," Mike is saying some songs.
Who's Loving You? Yeah.
Yeah, Who's Loving You? Yes, that's what it was.
I have to give the edge to Mike. I'd have to give it only because Mike came in early, punching and fighting grown folks, and was beating them down.
I'm noticing something, Johnny. Things always get violent with you, Johnny. Everything always goes about to beating somebody's head, Johnny. That's like the third or fourth reference about busting somebody's head.
Everybody love an R&B thug. I love it.
I need a hug. Yeah, I need a hug.
One more.
No, rapid fire, Johnny. Rapid fire. Jeans or sweatpants? What would you prefer to rock? Jeans or sweatpants?
Yeah, you should say pause on that, Jay.
Pause.
Jeans.
Jeans.
Why? Because jeans, you can kind of mix. You could dress up, go. You can do casual. You can do a number of things and with jeans and go either way. You got your hot date and you got to go to a restaurant. They want you to wear no hat, no baseball cap, no. You can put on your whole little whatever, and the jeans can always rock with any occasion.
But Johnny,
I can't even picture you being casual.
And women love sweatpants, by the way.
Yeah, because they want to see they can see things hanging around. They're looking at the shoes and other things, and looking at the hand of the shoes and what's in them sweats, huh? But I mean, the sweats. I mean, yeah. I mean, But I'm just saying, for a guy, when we trying to get our swag on, and we want to and we want because sometimes we'll take you to a nice dinner, or we want to. Do something elegant. You can still rock jeans either way. You can dress down. You can still do jeans with sneakers and put on the sweats top with the hood and still kind of.
Johnny, that's why Johnny. Don't explain to her. She don't know nothing about your grownness. She don't know nothing. Like Johnny Gill say Johnny Gill at 2:00 in the afternoon. He's like, even if I got jeans on, I still got to be on some class. He said elegant. He said elegant.
He just sung the panties off of all of my followers. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, but that's what elegance does. He don't deal with hood rats. Johnny don't deal with hood rats. Johnny don't deal with hood rats.
Oh, he said yes.
I got a few in the stable.
I know we all do, but Johnny, you were not supposed to.
Variety. He said variety, Michael Shawn, balance.
Every once in a while, Johnny be on the block. He be on the block.
Are you single?
Yeah,
Are you single?
Yeah, but I still be passing out them stimulus checks to the ones I got in the stable.
Oh, he got
I love it.
Are you single? Are you single?
Yeah.
You are? Are you dating? What is it like dating now?
It's fun because I get to go. Listen, when I live by myself, I can wake up in. It's you don't even understand what it feels like sometimes to just wake up or come home. I don't have to explain where I've been, what's going on, who's calling me, none of that stuff. And then when I got a girl here and they're hanging out, I'm just thinking when they get to a point where it starts to wear out on my nerves a little bit, I can go, I got a meeting I got to go to. I got to go to
That's exactly right.
But I'm going to call you because I enjoy you. And you know what I mean? But,
yeah. And then you hand her stimulus check and say, all right, now you gotta go back to the stable.
Take this go ahead.
For that female, one place. You want the real hair, Johnny, for the female, or you want the weave or the wig? Like which one did Johnny prefer?
It doesn't matter to me. Why? Because if it's looking right and it's pushing my buttons because she got it right, I'm good. Because ultimately, that's just a part of it.
He was about to go all the way. I'll say it for you, Johnny. Johnny did not say this. This is Mike Shawn. Ultimately, after I bust the rhymes, I don't care if you bald, if you got all types of hair.
You can have a fade.
Johnny Gill did not say that. That was Michael Shawn who said that.
What are the qualities that you look for, though? So if you're single, because the women want to know.
Oh, he's just trying to run up in these bitches. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's all he's trying to do.
What are the qualities of the women that you look to run up in?
Well, she want him to be so Johnny Gill. Go ahead, Johnny Gill. Be Johnny Gill. Be Johnny Gill for her. Be Johnny Gill for her.
It's like, listen, all you gotta do is look good, and if you don't know how to, sometimes when you think about, listen, let me just keep it 100, because a lot of the girls that I date, so they're a lot younger, and what happens, and I got some older ones in the stable too. Let's not get so, but it's like sometimes they want to talk about cartoons, and it just doesn't. know,
she want him to be so Johnny Gill. Go ahead, Johnny Gill. Be Johnny Gill.
You know, it's
be Johnny Gill for her.
Like,
be Johnny Gill for her.
It's like, listen, all you gotta do is look good, and if you don't know how to, sometimes when you think about, I mean, listen. Let me just keep it 100, because a lot of the girls that I date, so you know, they're a lot younger, and what happens, and I got some older ones in the stable too. Let's not get so, but it's like sometimes they want to talk about cartoons, and it just doesn't work. Now, let me just state for the record, I ain't talking about our
Oh no,
right.
No.
You talking about like 20-year-olds, 28-year-olds who want to do TikTok?
About, you know, not even 20 in the 20s. I'm talking about like maybe early, like 30s, early 30s.
Right.
I'm 54, so that's still young for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes when they talking about their nails and their dress and the stuff they're looking at and talking about, I'm like, yeah. And it's like at some point you just go, man, I mean, like, you know, I'm talking about the news. I want to talk about something that means something, but I get it. And I've learned how to balance that out. But man, sometimes I'm telling you, man, when you're dealing with the younger ones, it's like, okay, let's go and get in here and have something to eat. And then let's just get this music popping. And then let's just, you know, get this thing going, get the session rocking. And then I'm going to get you your stimulus check though too.
Exactly. because you know, when they like in their early 30s, they still doing dances that they trying to learn and stuff like that. You're like, girl, you don't sit your ass down. And
it is tough. Even in their 30s, some of them still haven't figured out their life and their career yet. So you got to sit down, and then they're talking to you about that and thinking you're gonna wave a magic wand and make them and put them where they want to be with in their life with their careers and all that stuff. And it's like, listen, man, it's like, you know, it's every man for himself out here. It's tough out here, baby.
That's real tough.
So is that the nasty sex or the making love? Like, which one is Johnny? Right? Like, if you only got to pick one, the nasty sex or making love.
But that's unfair, because some days you ever wake up and some days, you know, when you sitting around and you want to rock, you're like, yo, I just want to go and just raw, just whatever. And then some days you want to set the booty up right. So it's like it just depends. I mean, where you at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wait, say that again. Sometimes you want the booty up what?
You want to set the booty up right.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Oh man.
Who knew Johnny Gill was just down to earth? I didn't know.
I love
it. Don't worry about me. I got issues.
So, Johnny, we can't even thank you enough for taking this much time out. You have no idea how the comments are going crazy. You don't have any idea how my fiance is going nuts because she's a huge New Edition fan. And I'm like, she's like, I want to ask him a question. I said, no, you're not. That's not gonna happen.
Somebody actually did ask a question. Who's your favorite R&B artist right now? Like, who's out right now? Who's your favorite R&B artist?
My favorite R&B artist right now. Would you consider her? Her would be an R&B artist, would she?
Yeah, I mean, she's close. Yeah.
I just love the fact that she, the way she writes, her style, and how her vocal style. I love pretty much everything about it. Like I think she's gonna be around a long freaking time. I think.
Johnny, you need to go on Instagram or TikTok and need to do a song. Set the booty up right. That's all I want to do.
There's a song in there somewhere.
I tell you what, Johnny, do that on TikTok. I know you don't mess with TikTok. I know you probably don't mess with, but I'm telling you, and don't leave us out.
That was the hook.
If you just do that was the hook. The booty up right. That's it. That's all you got to do. And all you got to do is the caption, Johnny Gill. That's all. We viral. We're viral in like 8 hours. We're viral in 8 hours.
And I do need your help though, Johnny. I did promise also that I was going to give Mike Biv. I got a history of Mike. We know each other, but I don't have an updated number. So I need you to
from him literally right before I got on with you guys.
Tell him I need you to text me his number, Johnny. I need to get Biv. I need to get Biv and bring him on the show. Mike don't believe me, so I gotta.
No. I opened up for Belleville DeVoe. Remember you set it up in Philly when they came to Philly. I did the first 15 minutes of jokes.
Yeah, I just don't have
I know
his
you know
updated
Mike
number.
Biv.
Cool.
Absolutely,
cool.
I'll get it over to you.
Yeah, it's just we didn't believe him with you. Like we believe Mike Vick, but
I said he texted me back. Johnny texts back. He said, "Got it. Johnny's good." They still didn't believe me. I was like,
"Wow."
Hey, Jay Black, how about you stop it? You got effing lucky. You got lucky that Johnny Gill found it in his heart.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do you. You're not cool with Johnny Gill. You have to call him Mr. Gill. You don't call him JG.
Y'all don't go out and have drinks.
You don't call him Bills. You know.
It was the first time you ever heard that the booty ride. You had never heard. You'd have known. Johnny Gill probably says that all the time. You'd have known that, but you didn't know nothing.
JG. I mean,
gotta act like he pulled something off. God bless us today. God found it in Johnny Gill's heart.
Man.
I think Johnny answered that phone because he thought it was a chick. Honestly, I think yesterday Johnny
actually, I was waking up and I was thinking morning sex. I was like, oh, here we go. Man, I ain't even got to make this call this morning.
Right, you ain't even got to make the call.
Man.
That's the only reason why he picked up for us.
I get on the phone and they talk about it. I'm like,
I knew he called me a whole bunch of words in his head.
No.
Who is this motherfucker on the I thought this was old girl calling me this. They got the moon and the stars all gathered correctly in the right area. But he gonna run with this. He gonna run like he pulled this off. But all right, Johnny, thank you. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you. It is Free Agent Radio. If you download the app on your phone, it's absolutely free. And if you want to see it, it's Media Room 360 on all the streaming channels. Johnny Gill, thank you so much, everybody. Y'all have no idea how big this was for me, Sexy Mo, Jay Black, and DJ Cam, for Johnny Gill to spend his time. Johnny Gill, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Gill!
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
This is where it goes, Mike. Let me explain. When you are mentally addicted to alcohol or any substance, your brain now has been brainwashed. Your brain has now been brainwashed to believe that you cannot function without this drug in your system. Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can't watch sports without alcohol. You can't go to work without alcohol. You can't have sex without alcohol. You can't go to your daughter's recitals without alcohol. You can't go to a wedding without alcohol. You can't go to court without alcohol. You can't meet with your lawyer without alcohol. Your brain is now trained. You have to have liquor in your system. But technically at that point, it's a lie. You've just been tricked that you can't function until you become physically addicted to alcohol. That's when it's showtime. See, because mental is just a belief. When you become physically addicted to alcohol, now this is a fact. Your ass better have a certain amount of liquor in your system at all times. Your body don't play no games. Your body's like, I wish you would try and go more than 3.5 hours without some liquor in your system. Mike, go ahead, Mike, try me. Go ahead, let's see what happens. You know what's gonna happen, Mike. You think the last shakes were bad? Or we gonna make them shakes turn into convulsions? We might break you down and your legs will be too weak for you to walk up a flight of steps. That shaking and shivering. Oh, we got the good one for you too, Mike. You know when you get to the liquor store and your hand is shaking so bad you can't put that debit card in the machine? And you don't even know how embarrassing this is until the clerk puts your hand and steadies it and puts it in there. Oh, Mike, don't play with me. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Dog, Straight Outta Rehab was a song that I made when I came straight out of rehab.
Straight out of rehab.
Straight out of rehab, a crazy alcoholic named Michael.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
And I remember the producer didn't know if he wanted to play it because I guess it was too transparent. But my thing was I was gone for like 2 months, and they kept saying I was on vacation. I was like, damn, Howard Stern don't go on a 2-month vacation.
So you was 2 months off of the radio, you were gone, and then you popped back up.
Yeah, and Dee Dee, the host of the show, was like, Michael Shawn's on vacation. And I was like, I had to giggle at that. There was some type of law they couldn't say I was in it was some ridiculous human resource was saying something they couldn't say I was in rehab. And I was like, but I'm saying I'm telling you, you can say it. You can say I'm in rehab. So so that was the basis. Like when I was in rehab, I was writing that after I got over, being in rehab. Like when I got comfortable.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this woman right here is a pioneer, is a gangster, and hilarious. Somebody like y'all been trying to this whole thing chasing the bag that y'all have created. No. The bag comes to her. She had in Las Vegas, kills it. I think it's the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club that she had a stint at. She may be rocking right now. Please put your hands together. I feel like I'm on stage right now. Luenell. Oh my God.
Good morning.
I love you.
Do I need to be sideways?
No, you're good right now.
Okay. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Luenell, first of all, I I follow you so heavy. I know you've gone through surgeries and you've done
2 surgeries.
2 surgeries. It was a knee situation, correct?
Both knees.
Both knees.
Everything in between the knees is amazing, though.
That's where we going? All right.
No, should I go like this? Oh, I can't do that. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
I stay how I am.
You can try it. It looked like you sideways. You might have made it wider. You can try it. Go ahead, turn it. Let's see what
Go
happens.
ahead, try it. Go ahead, Luenell. You got time. Don't worry about it. We good.
Yeah, we got a wider shot. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Let me put it back in my little. Hold on for me.
Go ahead.
I got a little thingy here that I've.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Luenell. If you're on my Instagram live right now, download Free Agent Radio, the app, or Media Room 360 to watch it.
Let me go and let it get us.
We just got Luenell don't give up. She don't care. Go. Fix it.
Let me fix it.
Go ahead. Fix it, Luenell. Fix it.
The realness of the last minute nature. Here we go.
All right. First of all, after everything that you've gone on with your surgeries, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Actually, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm at my big sister's house.
You're like 10 minutes from me right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're in Texas?
Yes. I'm in the Arlington area. I'm really like 10 minutes away from you.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, look how God works in mysterious ways, Tony.
God.
Okay.
I got this.
So I'm at my sister's and oh shit. Wait. Oh no.
Oh, man.
What did I do?
Fade to black. She fade to black.
Oh no.
This is our promo right here. This is our promo. I can hear you. This is our promo right here.
We hear all the curses.
We hear everything. Excuse us, sponsors. He said, what did I do?
Wait a minute, guys.
All right,
okay, we got you. We're gonna be patient.
I'm gonna take her down for a little bit and let her work that out. I'm gonna take her down for a second.
Okay.
Oh, she got it back that quick?
She got it back.
He's back. All right.
Put it back up.
No, she's not ready yet. It's still
premature ejaculation right there with Jay Black. Just take it off.
Yeah. No, I ain't. She's getting her stuff together. So you
but it's beautiful. It's the rawness. I love it. It's the rawness of having her on there. Yeah.
Guys, let me log back in. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing.
Click me out.
All right.
So far, So far on this huge morning show.
Massive.
In my IG live.
Shawnee, drop it completely.
We've had Bill Bellamy, Rodney Perry, and we're about to have Luenell. We've had Talent the Comedian, DJ Cool, legendary DJ Cool.
Noise in this joint.
What? Y'all better spread the word right now. Y'all are looking at us on the takeover, on the infant stage of taking everything over. And the fact that we will have Luenell on here is amazing. And what is there something else we were trying to go into, Jay? Was there something else we're trying to go into? Because I'm
back.
She said, "I'm back."
Luenell is back. Luenell is back.
When I messed up a minute ago, you were asking me about my knee surgery. I am in Fort Worth, Texas. I came in October and I stayed for 2 months. I came back in March and I have my last physical therapy appointment today. I'm going back to LA on Tuesday. I had total knee reconstruction on both knees. Wow. It's the best thing I could have done for myself because living in pain every day can make you consider suicide, can make you, it was that bad.
No, real talk.
Yeah. And, but I luckily, I have, medical insurance through the Screen Actors Guild because I'm a boss.
Let's go.
Talk it.
Let's go. Let's take that microphone. Let's go. Yeah. Tell them.
Luckily for me, I was able to do both knees during the, Corona lockdown. My sister is a nurse, so she has literally brought me back to myself. I go home Tuesday and I start going on the road in 2 weeks. I think my first date is in Tempe, Arizona. Then I do Huntington Beach in Los Angeles, California. And then I'm off to Atlanta and blah, blah, blah. And I'm filming and I'm doing a bunch of stuff. So I'm back to work. Bam, bam, bam.
Yes, that's
so
good.
Now, I always wanted to ask you this question because as comedians, there's like an insecurity that we all have. Everybody has some type of insecurity. Your boldness, I've always admired because no matter what situation you're in, you're always the same person. What is it that makes you so fearless? Like whenever you do a show, I don't care who else is on the show. You could care less. It's like Luenell becomes Luenell. Like, okay, one example. I was just your feature act at a comedy show at the Improv. And after we were done, you're like, you know what, Mike? Come on stage. We're going to take some questions. And I want them to ask you questions too. And I was kind of like shy, like, well, why? But what is it? How did you become so effing fearless? Like you don't care. And I know you do care, but how do you present yourself in that way?
Well, I think my fearlessness might come from several different areas. Number one, I'm the 8th of 8 children. So I'm the baby.
Right.
And, fighting for attention and all this kind of stuff can make you find your voice, or else in a big family, you better find your voice or you're going to get lost. You know what I'm saying? Lost in the sauce. Number two, I was born in Arkansas, but I was raised in Oakland, California, and I live in the Crenshaw district now. I don't live in Beverly Hills. I don't live in Marina Del Rey. I live right 3 blocks from where Nipsey was murdered. And I'm just that type of chick, I don't know. I found my voice early and I've just been a person for the people, I really don't play games and I'm not into all that corporate crap. They either want me or they don't. And I have mentors like Paul Mooney and Cat Williams and George Wallace and Dick Gregory. And so I'm not following behind anybody weak. I just came up through the ranks of hardcore people. And, living from Oakland, women from Oakland. I mean, look at Keisha Cole. She rarely even smiles. She's we're kind of hard.
Yes, yes.
We're kind of hard like that. But anybody that knows me knows that as hard as I can be and as confident as I am, I love the same way. I met Mike Shawn. I loved his comedy. I loved his energy. I respected him. Do we talk every day? No. Do we even text or Instagram every day? No. But when I see him, I'm there. He said, "Come on." I'm like, "Now." So
in this journey in comedy and being in the business, what was the first break? The first break that you got when you were like, okay, this is it. This is the first break. And then my second question is, when did you feel like I'm here? I arrived. So the first thing is like, when did you get your first break and who gave it to you?
I think, well, first of all, the first day I ever did stand-up comedy, the very first day that I ever did stand-up comedy in a little club in Long Beach called Miss there anymore. The very first day I did stand-up, I met the late, great Robin Harris. I felt like that was like an omen.
Wow.
And then I'd say my first big break was when they started BET's Comic View. I never did Def Jam. People introduced me. You've seen her bubble, and she on Def Jam. I've never done Def Jam. I wish I had, but I never got a chance to do Def Jam. But I did do Comic View for 9 seasons in a row. And that BET Comic View and HBO Def Comedy Jam were the first television shows to showcase Black comedians, period. There was no other showcase television show before those two came out. So Black people had never got national television recognition until those two shows. HBO Def Comedy Jam being raw and uncut, BET Comic View being edgy but not as raw and not as uncut. If you're a professional comedian, you can do both. You can do a strip club or you can do a church if you are a professional.
You're absolutely right. What was the first movie set you were ever on, Luenell? We're speaking to Luenell, legendary comedian, doing her thing. She's going back on tour, so make sure you go to her Instagram page and follow everything that she's doing to make sure you check her out when she comes to your city. What was the first movie set you were on?
It was in San Francisco. The movie was called So I Married an Axe Murderer. I wasn't even blonde yet, and it was Mike Myers' first film before he ever started the Austin Powers series. So that was the first movie I ever did.
How were the auditions for that? Like, how were the auditions? Because you're a different type of person. You're not, when you come in different. Like,
well, it's really, we're talking 20 something years ago, that movie was 25 years old, 26 years old. And I was actually, because, I did theater before I ever did stand-up comedy. So I never really had the stage fright thing because I had already been through theater.
Right.
And my friend, actually, I was at a play watching my friend rehearse, and his agent called him and told him if he could get to an audition right now, that he could audition for part of this cop in this movie. So I Married an Axe Murderer, but he couldn't go because he was in rehearsal. This is way back. This would never happen now. But he asked his agent, he said, "I got a friend here. Can I send her?" And the agent said, "Yeah, I just got the slot. Send anybody. Somebody got audition, And I went to the audition and I got it. I only had to audition once. And it wasn't a big role. I wasn't in the union. So, when you're in the union and you do a film, after you do it, they ask you to come back again and like clear your, redo your lines sometime. It's called ADR. You have to go back and do ADR for a film and like redo your lines. If they were low, they want you to maybe say it again louder, or they may want you to change your dams to darn so the movie can go to airline or to network.
Yeah,
so, when you finish the film, you got to go back and do the voice stuff. And so I wasn't in the union yet. It was my first film. So they didn't have to call me to do the ADR. They got anybody to do it. And so when you see the film, it's me, but it's a white lady's voice coming out of But soon after that, I did, well, the agent that I went to the audition for, that was really my friends, then picked me up, and I had an audition for the movie that I'm sure all you guys have seen before. It's called The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
So that movie, they just wanted somebody to improv something, and that is the movie. You know, when you do your first major motion picture, you get waived from having to join the union. It's called the Taft-Hartley law, and they Taft-Hartley you, and you don't have to join the union. If you get in a second major motion picture with speaking lines, because I've never been an extra, sorry.
Let's go. Let's go.
But when you get in your second film, if you have a speaking role, if you're in your second film, now you're what they call a must join. Now you must join the union, and you have to do it. That's how you get in. And you have to pay a very large fee. I think back then in '95, I had to pay something like $1,856 to get in the union, and I had to join the union before I could actually step on the set Monday morning for The Rock. So I went to some people, got some money, you know, checked some traps and all that, and I was able to go to the union and pay my money. If they didn't do it like that, every trap hoe in America would be in the union. They would just pay.
I hate you.
And you guys saw The Rock, right?
Yes.
So you remember when the tourists were taken hostage and put into the cells?
Mm-hmm.
Remember early in the movie, the dudes took the hostages. They took because the tourists were walking through Alcatraz,
right?
And then the guys took the hostages and put them in the cell. And I was in the cell with the actual tour guide, and I was like, "Get us out of here! You're the tour guide." And he's like, "I can't get us out of here." I said, "Well, use your gun." And he said, "I don't have a gun." I said, "If I was in this." I said, if I'd have known this was going to happen, I'd have brought my own something. And that was all improv. So, you know, that movie is still popular, you know, 25 years later.
Now, Luenell, was speaking of Luenell, amazing. It's such an honor to actually have her on here, take time out to do this. A lot of people have you in their favorite comedians ever. Who are your favorite comedians? Like, who are your, like, I hate to always do the top 5 because top 5 is very hard because there's a lot of comedians that deserve to be in the top 5. But if you had your top 5 or your favorite, let me exclude the 5. Your favorite comedians that you can watch over and over again that not only make you laugh, but maybe some of them influenced you. Who would they be?
Paul Mooney, Richard Pryor, Cat Williams, Joan Rivers, Roseanne Barr.
I love your list. See, Jay Black, and I want you to scold Jay Black. I want you to talk to Jay. Jay Black is very stubborn on allowing himself to watch anything that he's not familiar with. So like a Joan Rivers. Jay Black, do you know who Joan Rivers is?
I know. Before we go to the Joan Rivers, you said Roseanne Barr, interesting. Even with all the racial aspects, like what was your thoughts on that? Remember she had that racial issue going on. And she's still in your top 5?
Well, just like, yeah, but I can separate your bullshit from your comedy. That's like saying I don't want to see the Cosby Show no more because of what Bill did. If you did classic work, that have nothing to do with this bullshit that's happening now. You can't take somebody's classic work that they've done for 20 years and because they have an issue and they go nuts later, you know, that doesn't discount the work they did. I watched the Cosby Show last night. Bill is in prison. I'll watch Roseanne stand up or the Roseanne show, Roseanne, and she's like been canceled. You know, people are still listening to R. Kelly music, and you know what he did. So you can separate the art from the person.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
and I think that's 1000% correct, because I've had this fight all the time. But I try and get Jay Black to understand that there's different comedians, and there's different stuff you can be open to. Joan Rivers is one of my favorite comedians. Like my parents, when my parents went to Las Vegas, they literally went to go see Joan Rivers.
Jay Black, do you know who she is?
Of course, I know who Joan
No,
Rivers is.
he don't because she's not black.
But
I
you know,
never.
let me make a statement. I want you guys to really hear me and think about this. If you were to go out in the street, and if you were to poll 25 people and say, who are your top 5 comics, whether you talk to a male or a female, they would name 5 men. They would never say, oh, I just love Wanda Sykes or Monique or Whoopi Goldberg back when they were doing comic relief or anything like that. They wouldn't say women, because even though women are prevalent in comedy, we're the afterthought always. Because if you were to say, well, what about Joan Rivers? They go, oh yeah, I love Joan Rivers. Why you didn't say it? If you love Wanda Sykes, I love Wanda Sykes. I meant to say well, you didn't put her in your top 5. Even me, you know, people they'd be like, how you like Luenell? Oh, that's my girl. Well, why didn't you say it? Because women are always an afterthought. We're always the, oh yeah, that's right.
You're right. You're right. And even when we talk about hip hop and we talk about rappers, it's always like, who the top female rappers? I'm like, wait a second. I know female rappers that just are in the top 5 of female, can be in the top 10 of rappers, period.
Yeah, people wouldn't say Missy Elliott. Yet Missy Elliott has outgrossed millions of rap men by writing a song, owning her masters, producing other artists, you know, stuff like that. People wouldn't say Little Kim. Oh, she looks weird now. What the hell has that got to do with the shit that she was laying down back when Biggie and everybody was out and being with Bad Boy early in the day? You know, I have a very strong urge all the time whenever I get on the platform to make people think, you know, think. And I can't even say stop putting us in another category, because it's always going to happen. It's a man's world. James Brown said that. And it's the truth, you know. But I don't feel no type of way when they go, don't you want to be just known as a comedian and not a female comedian? I am a female comedian. I'm going to always be a female comedian. I'm in a boys' game, but I'm always going to be a female comedian. So if I'm the best female comic that you know, then you can say that. And, you know, you asked me for the top 5, and I purposely included 2 females because women get forgotten in this business. And I'm sure that I can outsell, you know, 90% of the females in the game. I could almost say 99.
Right. I love it.
Luenell, real quick, because we have a few rules, because we're in a few places that I don't mind the cursing, but
I didn't say nothing but the S word.
No. I just wanted to put it because I know Cam's giving me the ice grill. He's like,
sponsors.
Before I got on. I heard you before I got on. Before I got on. I know what to do.
But the crazy thing is, you have adapted to social media better than most. And this is not your generation. It's not my generation. Who was it? Just you that jumped on and said, I got to take advantage of social media? Or was it somebody advising you? Or was that all just you?
Well, my Instagram followers, the 850,000 that I have.
And 1, I just followed you in 1.
Thank you, honey. The 851,000 followers that I have, you know, I don't know know where they came from. I didn't buy them or do any of that. I didn't do skits. I don't add music. I don't have special effects. I don't do all that. I'm just me. And I think that maybe in the generation of all this, media coming at you and all this TikToks and everything like that, it's like really a plot to get your attention span to only be like 5 seconds. That is why we now have difficulty watching a movie without the phone in our hand. We have difficulty doing that unless we actually go to the movies, and people even then sometimes still have the phone in the hand, because this is a plot to get into your mind to make your attention span small. And it has really worked on the young folk, because if you can add a 1-minute video on Instagram, you can add a 5-second one on Reels or on TikTok. And now your attention span has got shorter and shorter and shorter. You see? As far as doing my YouTube show, Flame Monroe was the one who said, hey girl, you sitting at home, we in this corona, you ought to do a YouTube show. I was like, I don't know. I'm not into the YouTube show thing, but I tried it. And, within under a year, very quickly, I had like 45,000 subscribers. I would love to have 100,000 subscribers, but it's not how many subscribers you have, it's how many views you get that gets you paid on YouTube. I found that out. So I'm just doing my thing. Right now, I'm in my sister's office in Texas, but I have a studio at home in LA, and I also have a studio in Sherman Oaks. So, I'm able to broadcast wherever I am, and I just make do. I've been broadcasting from my sister's bathroom for the because I was out there having surgery, and so she got a bathroom that got good light and got things. So I've been broadcasting.
That's all it needs. Good lighting. Good lighting. That's all we need.
Like the lighting is terrible in here. I need to look like this, but I look like this. And the show is called Hey Luenell, HeyLuenell, and you can watch it on YouTube. I just did my last one from Texas last night because I go back to LA on Tuesday with both knees done and praising the Lord and ready to go back to work, fully vaccinated. It wasn't my choice. My sister's a nurse. She made the appointment, put me in the car, and damn near held my arm for me. But I figure I didn't want to get it for all the obvious reasons that Black people and urban people do not want to get it, because we don't trust the government. There's not even nowhere in the history of the world where the government has ever gave a damn about Black people or brown people's health. So of course I didn't want to get it. But when the white folks started getting it and, everything like that, and when they threatened to not let us travel internationally if we did not get the shot, I went ahead on with my sister's suggestion. Now, if my teeth fall out or one of my breasts falls on the floor in a year, we'll see what really happened. But I trust in the good Lord up above, and I got vaccinated at Ebenezer Baptist Church, not in the CVS parking lot. So they probably put holy water in my vaccination. So I'm praying that it's been.
You got vaccinated and baptized. All right, Luenell, I'm gonna say a word. You tell me your thoughts. White women.
Had enough.
Okay. Hollywood.
Necessary.
Drugs.
Had enough.
I don't even know if you
count weed. Don't count weed.
No, don't count weed. No, weed is on the books. Weed is on the books. Okay. I don't even know.
Necessary. Weed is necessary.
I don't know if you watched the show. I don't know if you watched the show, but I'm obsessed with it. Snowfall.
Neighborhood. That's filmed in my neighborhood.
Lies.
Can't stand lies. Hate them. I can't do one word. but I hate lies.
No, you don't have to do one word. Just go. Just lies.
I can't tolerate lies.
Regrets.
Cocaine.
Oh wow. Okay. Things in the future.
But actually, I have 3 regrets. Okay.
Well, go expand. You don't have to do one word. Regrets.
Okay. I hate that I ever touched cocaine because I wasted a lot of time tweaking. I hate that I missed my daughter's first Halloween and Thanksgiving because I was incarcerated. I hate that I never got to go to Studio 54. I regret that. And I regret that I never met Tupac.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, because I was in Oakland and I know everybody else in Digital Underground. You know, Shock G's funeral is going to be live streamed Sunday from the church in Tampa. I just talked to Money B yesterday. And, you know, I also was blessed to make a movie with DMX. It was called Never Die Alone.
Yep.
And I have been in a car with him. I have rode 100 miles an hour down Wilshire Boulevard. I know the Rough Rider experience. I have been in the studio with DMX, and you know, I was lucky to get him at a wonderful time in his career during, you know, the Cradle to the Grave, Belly, you know, right in that era. DMX was a wonderful guy when I was with him, you know, and more recently people are knowing the prophet that DMX is. It's not, and just like with Nipsey and you know, X, they're 2 different type of prophets. Nipsey was not a prophet who prayed publicly like that, but he tried to instill seeds of wisdom in the community about owning your own, building your own. Let's do our own thing. Don't work for somebody, work for yourself. And X is the only rapper that I know in the history of rap who prayed openly on his albums, openly in the street, openly in interviews, openly on Instagram lives, openly prayed all the time. He was raised a Jehovah's Witness. People don't know that. But that's when he learned to love the Lord. And, you know, DMX, his funeral that was live streamed from the Barclays Center started with his own voice praying over his own casket. If you saw it, it was one of the most moving things I've ever seen in my life. And as crazy as they say Kanye is, Kanye paid for that whole setup and had his choir, which damn near outsang the Mississippi Mass Choir. And if you know anything about church, the Mississippi Mass Choir. You know, I do have a few regrets, but I don't regret much these days. You know what I'm saying?
I always have this problem when people are shouting out their haters. Like, this goes out to all my haters, and I do this because all you haters. I always want to know. I ask people, who are the people that were kind to you? That were kind. That literally you go back and you if you have some.
She's thinking.
People,
yeah, I mean, Sinbad has been very kind to me. Kat has been extremely kind to me, more than you guys will ever know. Eddie has been very kind to me. Charlie Murphy was very kind to me. Roseanne, before she lost it, I was about to be on her show, actually, you know, right when the new show was starting, you know, 20 years later. And I don't know if any of you all saw it because you probably don't watch things that females do.
No, I saw it. I actually still watch it now. I actually still watch it now without her on it. Yeah.
Oh, you watch the Connors. Okay. Well, you know, there's a black grandchild, right?
Yes.
Yep.
There's a black grandchild. So the second season, I was going to be the black grandchild's grandmother. But of course, we never got to the second season with Roseanne, and the Connors went on, and that opportunity I was not able to take advantage of. But, you know, George Wallace has been very kind to me. Eddie Griffin has been very kind to me. you know, I've Laura Hayes has been very, very, very kind to me. So there's lots of people that I can say have helped me behind the scenes, were there for me when I needed folks, when I was, in jail and when I had my baby. And uh, my manager, best friend, William Hanford Lee Jr., Papa Lee on Instagram. He's been my manager for like 15 years. When everybody was telling him, "You don't want to manage her. She's a loose cannon. She fights chicks in clubs and da. And he said, "Yes, she's all that, but she's still the funniest woman I've ever met, and I'm gonna ride with her." We've been together for over 15 years now. He's been managing me, and for about 25, he's been my best friend.
Loyalty.
I really don't want to hold you, but I
ain't got nothing to do with stuff.
Okay.
Oh, good. We got
okay.
a lot.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So, I've woken up in jail a few times, and what was the lowest point where you were like, I don't know if I can get out of this? Like, what was the lowest point in your life where you're like, I think I've screwed up so much that I can't lift myself from this guy?
Well, it had to be when I was in jail, and I had a new baby. And I was in jail for months for bank robbery. And I'm doing a documentary. Y'all think you know, but you don't really know.
No, we don't know. Go ahead.
And so I was in Twin Towers Correctional Facility. Here's what's crazy. Now follow me with this. I did a movie called The Rock. Remember I told you did The Rock?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Part of the interior jail scenes were shot at Twin Towers Correctional Facility when it was just opening. They used to have a jail in LA called Sybil Brand. Sybil Brand was so run down and rat infested and disgusting and horrible. Even they even made an old movie called Sybil Brand with like the Brat and some people like that. Mm-hmm. So they built a new jail, and it was Twin Towers. Before Twin Towers opened, during the transition from Sybil Brand to Twin Towers, they shot part of The Rock in it. Now I'm in The Rock. So now I'm incarcerated in a jail that I'm in a movie that has that jail in it. Like, go figure that.
Oh, wow.
And I had already been on TV, so the CEOs knew who I was. And the Campbell, what you doing in here? And I got to jail, and it was like, "What's up, Hollywood? Hey, Hollywood." So I went through all that.
Just out of curiosity, when you said robbing the bank, was it the Cleo style from Set It Off, or was it the pass the note? Like when you was robbed, like what did you pass the note, or when you came in there guns a blazing, everybody get down?
I worked at the bank I robbed.
Inside.
I just took the money and went like this. Because I took it out the vault, and you can't be in the vault alone. But if you take your eye off me, you slip it. And I was working at the bank, and I knew this bank was gonna go under. It was Security Pacific Bank. They did go under. They no longer exist. And I knew this bank was gonna go under because I had been working in banks, and I knew they wasn't doing their stuff right. And you work 2 weeks, you get a check for $250. But you're in the vault and you're surrounded by millions of dollars.
Stacks.
Now, did everybody get locked up for this situation, or did somebody get away?
I don't have crime partners. I do my crime alone. So
you was all by your lonely.
By my lonely.
Jesus, Luenell. You. Oh my God.
Now it says you're a distributor for the Savage.
I didn't get the.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just one more thing. I didn't get to name the original Bad Girl of Comedy for nothing.
Yeah, that didn't have nothing to do with comedy, girl. That had nothing to do with comedy.
No, I was a gangster before I was a comedian. So,
jeez,
I love it.
So the Savage X Fenty Lingerie ambassadorship was appointed to me by the great Rihanna, and I have to post twice a month. We talked about it. I said, "Yeah, I do it. I want to do it," and then the contract started coming, I was like, oh Lord have mercy. I done wrote a check that my literal hello.
Yeah. Well, listen, I hear you. I hear you.
Oh.
Just put your picture up there.
Yeah, we just put the picture. We just put some pictures on there, girl.
Oh yeah, that's one of the nice ones. But yeah, I had wrote a check that my literal ass had to cash, and I was like, oh my God, Lord, okay, well, let me try this on, and oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, hey.
There you go.
Hey. Okay. That particular ass did cash that check right there. That one did cash that one cashed the check, Luenell. Like, that one did cash. That check cleared. That check cleared all day.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
And I was fresh off my knee surgery when I did that shoot. I had to still complete my obligation, even though I was, in pain a little bit. So, but I still did my job,
What I love about you, first of all, I love the fact you took do-rag on. You like, F it. It goes down in the D. It don't give a damn. Y'all seen that ass cash that check, damn it. Y'all saw that ass cash that check. Hey. I saw one in the bathtub. You was in the bathtub. Yeah, that one right. See that one right there? See, Luenell, that one right there, that's the type that you might not wear a condom. See, that's the problem right there.
If
you might just roll the dice.
If you could only read my DMs. Yeah. But the thing about it, the thing that legitimizes me, there's three things about it. Number one, this isn't for like Fashion Nova,
Nah.
There's no shame on Fashion Nova and Rainbow. This is for Rihanna.
Yeah.
So that legitimizes it. Period. Number one. If it wasn't for Rihanna, like I wouldn't do it for Lane Bryant or something like that, but I did for Rihanna. Number two, the check is legit.
Tap on the mic. Tap on the mic.
And number three, just like I also was a Penthouse centerfold. Yeah,
you were.
I did a 6-page spread for Penthouse.
You did.
I didn't bust it open. I got a child. She got a friend. But
Hold on. She did Penthouse.
I didn't do all that. But it was classy, and the stuff I tried to do, I try to keep it classy. And then it gives women that are my age and women that are curvy and my size and above, gives them a lot of pride to see me doing it, and then they feel like you know what, I'm gonna get me some lingerie too. Now, truly, I'm a wife beater, no panties type of chick. Let's go.
If I had a gun, Luenell, I would have just shot it right now. I would have just shot it in the air right now, Luenell. If I had 2 guns, I would be like, boom, boom, boom.
My husband don't care about that lingerie. When we got married, I had bought the little, oh Lord, yes.
Wait.
Come here, girl.
Wow.
Yes.
Stop playing with me. I'm in your neck right now, Luenell. Come here, girl. I'm in your neck.
That's my name spray painted on my back. That's not computer generated. It took 3 hours to spray paint that on my back.
Luenell, I'm right by the last L.
Wow.
I'm right by the last L. I'm right by the last L.
Oh my God.
I'm by the last L. No disrespect to the E's, no disrespect to the N, no disrespect to the first L. I'm by the last L right now.
If I had a dime, if I had a dime for everybody who's went to sleep right there. I'd be a very rich woman.
I hate you. I hate you.
So anyway, the women that are my age and my size, they write me and they say, Luenell, you're an inspiration for us. You're so confident and you make me feel some type of way. And I'm going to get me some lingerie too. I think I want to do a shoot like that and da-da-da. So it's been a really great experience, you know. And plus I needed that bag during the shutdown.
That's real talk. That's real
talk.
That's real. That's on God. You know, the kids be like, that's on God. That's on God for real. Like this bag was necessary. Man, this has been so like y'all don't understand. For y'all don't. We've had Rodney Perry just come on. We've had Bill Bellamy come on the show, and now we have Luenell. We have talent. We had talented comedian come on the show. And all these comedians have shown us like this amazing love. So after I lost that bag from the radio station, which is a long story, but the fact that we have you here and God, man, God always has a plan. God always has a plan. None of this happens by coincidence. And I just want to say, what are the last things before because we got to wrap up. What are things that you haven't accomplished that you still, because I know Luenell, I know the way your brain is like, I got things to do. I got other things to do. What are things that you're like, I got to do this next?
Well, if you follow me on Instagram, which is just at Luenell, Luenell, just like it was on my back a minute ago.
And I might get that second L's vicious. Shout out to the second L. Shout out to the second L. That second L is the truth.
If you follow me on Instagram, or if anybody follows me on my Hey Luenell YouTube show, you will know that my main goal right now is to be the next Black female in late night. That is my goal. Because they've had, you know, Monique, they've had Robin Thede, they've had Black women in late night,
right?
But they haven't had the right woman in late night, one that will make it stick. Because I also want to be, even though, you know, I'm getting up there in age, I want to be a mega comic entertainer movie star, because there is not one female who is living on the level of any of these men, and it doesn't make sense. There's not a female who has Eddie Murphy movie, female comic. Even Wanda don't have Eddie Murphy movie. There's not a female who has Kevin Hart money. There's, you know, and it doesn't make any sense to me, except for the fact that they don't feel there's a woman Tiffany Haddish is making a lot of headway right now in film and television and producing and doing Netflix specials and working behind the scenes and having charity foundation and all that kind of stuff. So Tiffany has broke through, but you know, it wasn't, if we're going to be 100, it wasn't for her comedic ability. It's for her acting. You see, it's her comedy in acting, and it's for her work that she did in the kitchen, and it's for her Netflix special where she was able to put people on and give them a whole new life. You know, Flame Monroe had been in comedy for years. Flame Monroe is, you know, they call her drag queen. Flame Monroe is one of the hardcore funniest people you'll ever see on stage, period. Nobody was fooling with Flame. Flame struggled for years. Tiffany put Flame on the They Ready Netflix special. Yep. Now Flame is touring, has a deal itself on for radio and on Sirius and all kind of stuff. So, but I definitely want to be the next Black woman in late night. I've trained for it. I used to be on the Soul Beat Television Network in Oakland. I do my YouTube show. It's just me. I haven't had any guests per se. My daughter and Red Grant were the only guests I've had, and that was just by fluke that Red came by. And, you know, Corona, I wasn't able to have any guests. So I have the ability to sit and talk for an hour plus with no guests, no bang, bells and whistle, nothing like that. And I know enough people have enough contacts to be able to get, you know, a great band and to get wonderful guests and showcase people that haven't had an opportunity. I'm made for late night. I'm made for it. They've had sisters, but they haven't had the right one until they mess with me. So that's my real goal, is to be the next one to late night.
Well, it's been manifested, and anything that comes out your mouth, I know it's going to happen. And Luenell, I don't want to overdo. I Go here.
No, before we wrap up.
Luenell, before he does this, he don't know how much he pisses me off. Luenell, every time we interview somebody, right? Every time we interview somebody, we will do a whole hour. And I love talking to you. Like Bill Bellamy, love talking to Bill. Love talking to Rodney Perry. We do a whole hour every time. And at the end of the conversation, this mother comes up with, before you go. She's been here for an hour.
Well, you gotta admit you dominate the interview, Mike.
Yes, it's my show. It's my show.
I mean, you know.
Luenell, don't agitate this dude. That's all he wants.
Thank you.
That's all right, babe. Where he at? That's all right.
I'm right here. So no, I like to try to get to know our guest, Luenell. So I like to just throw.
But wait, but whoa. But Luenell, this is what he does. This is what he does.
Let him do it. Be quiet.
Hold up. But this is what he does. He writes 3 things.
Come on, baby. Come on, honey.
He writes 3 things and he waits to the end. He's so lazy. I would let him talk all the time.
He's not lazy. He's patient.
I'm patient.
You know,
I mean,
nobody can tell Mike Shawn. I know you don't do drugs, but nobody can tell that you don't.
Impatient. Hyper. He's hyper.
Wow, stop. I did stop.
Okay, what's up, baby?
You know, it is a ton of things we could have talked about, which still, I know you're on the #1 Netflix show, by the way. Shout out to you for that. Dad.
Hey, Luenell, what's your sign? Luenell? Are you a Scorpio? I'm playing.
So,
you a Gemini? Are you a Gemini?
Cut me off.
I'm a Pisces. Now shut up. Go ahead.
I'm a Pisces too. I'm March 2nd. I'm a Pisces too. I'm a Pisces. See? Go ahead, Jay Black. Go ahead.
So to get to know Luenell, I'm gonna throw some things at you. You got to pick one or the other. It's like a little.
We ain't get to know her for the last hour. We
know her a little deeper. I know her a little deeper.
Thank you, baby.
She talked about being in jail and drug abuse. You're gonna go. Okay, all right, go ahead. My bad.
Example would be if cats or dogs, and then you would pick which one that you're into. So I'm gonna throw a couple. Actually, I want to do a couple comedians first. Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock. You got to pick one.
Chappelle.
Cat Williams or Kevin Hart.
Cat.
Cedric the Entertainer or Steve Harvey.
Cedric.
Amy Schumer or Wanda Sykes.
Wanda.
Monique or Samora. I got one. Yeah.
I don't know if you got one or somebody owe her money.
I'm gonna have to ride with Monique on that one.
Okay.
Riding with Monique. All right. I'm gonna keep going. Tracy Morgan or Mike Epps.
Tracy.
Here we go. Now I'm gonna switch up. Target or Walmart.
Target. They be too ratchet in Walmart.
That's real tough. They be so hood in Walmart. I swear a DJ gonna be in that bitch.
Okay, what else?
Two more. Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy?
Wheel of Fortune.
All right, last one. This is the one I like to end with. Nasty sex or making love?
Nasty sex.
Yeah,
I should have known that. I should have known based off those pictures.
We can start out making love, but then we need to end with the nasty sex.
You in the food? You in the messy food?
Yeah. Like
Look at
crab, you can't eat crab daintily.
Oh yeah, messy food. Yeah, I get it.
I was talking about
oxtails, neck bones. You have to suck them. Suck them.
All right.
Right now, if you don't stop right now.
They know what I'm talking about. Who's that over there on the right?
That's Cam. That's DJ.
Look, you know about them. If you go over a woman's house and she made you neck bones or oxtails, she's trying to suck your penis. Because you can't cut the meat off of that. You gotta suck it. And don't no woman have no business eating no oxtails or no neck bones on no date. That's free sex. That's foreplay.
That's the sound. That's the sound.
And the next time y'all eat oxtails and neck bones, I want you to think of Luenell.
Oh, did you got
Yo, after all this, I want that to be the promo. When we do the promo for this, I want her to say, if a woman is eating oxtails, she want to suck your penis.
She sure does.
Oh, Luenell, thank you so much. I thank you for blessing us with spending so much time with us today. I wish you every blessing that you deserve. The late night talk show, everything. I wish you everything because you have no idea how much this means to this show to have you on here this morning.
Well, really, you know, if I hadn't have popped on, you would have never contacted me to be on the show because the afterthought thing, remember? He loved me, but he didn't think about having me on the show. Rodney and me in the same doggone movie. He didn't think about me.
No, Luenell, no. Hold up. Let me tell you. I didn't got. Hold up. Put the whole hand on the screen. Don't put the hands on the screen, Luenell. No. Honestly, I didn't even reach out to Rodney. It happened the same way. I was on Instagram Live. And Jay Black keeps telling me that I'm a punk because I don't reach out to these people because I honestly feel like I'm bothering people.
Well, you are, but it's okay.
Real tough.
So I just want to make sure once again that people know my Instagram is at Luenell, at Luenell, and that my YouTube show is called Hey Luenell, HeyLuenell on YouTube. You can catch me on the first episode of Jamie Foxx's Dad Stop Embarrassing Me. Netflix is still running Coming to America, which I'm very proud to be in. Amazon Prime is still running Dolomite Is My Name, and the Rihanna's Savage X Fenty fashion show. And you can look for me in HBO Max's upcoming show called Hacks. It's about comedy, actually, with Gene Smart is the star of that. And just keep, if you're a praying person out there, pray for me. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see me doing a prayer about getting my late night show. The Lord that I serve answers prayers. So look out for me on late night, you know, and I'll be back in the clubs starting in Tempe, Arizona, the week after Mother's Day, weekend after Mother's Day in May, at the Tempe Improv. And you can just keep up with me on Instagram. You'll know the dates. My Fresh Out of Favors comedy tour. Don't ask me for nothing.
We didn't even get to the Coming to America. Jesus, my God. We didn't even come to the most legendary movie that came out this. Okay. You gotta go. Are you out?
No.
What the hell was that?
Gotta go.
What was the set like on Coming to America? What was the set like?
It was the most prideful Black movie making happy experience I've ever had in my entire career of making films. You know, just in the one scene alone, we had 8 comics. We had Rodney Perry, Nav Green, Leslie Jones, myself, Tracy Morgan, Jermaine Fowler, Arsenio Hall, and Eddie Murphy. What? And
that's dope.
We were filming on Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta. So every day I was able to come to work and go past the Sidney Poitier soundstage, the Ossie Davidson Ruby Dee soundstage, the Halle Berry soundstage, Will Smith, Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg. You know, I was able to go to work and see all that Black royalty, and even worked with the most famous wardrobe mistress in Black history, Ruth Carter, who did all the wardrobe for Black Panther 1, Dolomite Is My Name, Coming to America, and she's now working on Black Panther 2. She's the first Black woman to win the Oscar. She also has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And, you know, it was the extras were happy to be there. Everybody was happy that I've never made a movie where I knew I was making history, but I knew I was making history with Coming to America too. And for any of the haters out there, oh, it's not the same, blah, 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 blah. We are so happy with it that we don't even care. This is one time where none of the haters can touch any of us. Because you jealous, you mad, because you're not up in it now.
Luenell. All right. Boy, that woman right there. That woman right there.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, 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 funny, hilarious, amazing experience. And nobody can take that away from us. Eddie had a daughter in the film, his daughter Bella. My daughter danced behind Tiana Taylor with the flute. She's in the film. Wesley Snipes had his kids in the film. People don't know because they were young. You know, you can't rain on my parade about that film. My grandchildren will be able to see me in that film. You feel me? And I don't even have none yet. So you can call me Auntie on Instagram, but don't call me Grandma. I'll block you.
All right. Now don't ignore my DMs because I'm going to be DMing you, and I'm going to take that picture and I'm going to keep that second L close to my heart late at night before I go to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, please clap it up for Luenell. Oh man!
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio. Free Agent Radio.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Shawn wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Yeah. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Every day.
Mike Shawn wears
tight shirts. To the gym or wherever.
tight shirts.
Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Shawn and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P. Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah! Check out the next single, Grown Man Wearing Skinny Jeans.
That's it, bro. Mix it up, bro.
Oh, yeah. Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio. Free Agent Radio.